Right, let's do this. All around me, silly messed up faces, frantic paces, bright and early for their daily doses. It's hypnosis, chemical mesmerizing. Our tears are for the frightened masses. COVID passes, divided masses. Hide my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. More rules tomorrow, more rules tomorrow. And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. Dreams of the world still normal are the best I've ever had. When people trust false science and do something very bad, like handing over freedom, it's a very, very masked world. Masked world. Start controlling your world. Masked world.
Welcome to Patrick Roberts, Our New Timeline.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing? I'd first like to start off with thanking my supporters of the show, Sharky and Jennifer. Thank you. And next, we want to talk about Republicans and Democrats. We have to get behind Biden. We have to get them shots in people's arms, everyone. Come together. Come together. Claire, welcome. So, when it comes down to Democrats and Republicans, is there any similarities between both of them? Any similarities, anybody? The similarities that I see is neither one can do jack shit. And when you follow each in side, one or the other, you follow the same path. The path never changes, no matter who you have in the Senate or in the White House. It never changes. It stays on course. I never had sexual relations with that woman. uh, yeah, we will build. We'll build a new world order. Why do people not see this stuff? I don't know. So, anyways, no, no, we gotta love our Republicans and we gotta love our Democrats, right? So, anyways, I mean, we got to start fighting for the left or the right or neither. And I pick neither. I pick you stay in the middle and you don't vote for either side. I say you start growing your own food. Um, you start making your own medicines. You better start getting buying them big damn books that show you how people used to do in the old days. Home remedies. That's it. Get yourself some home remedies. And if you want to make sure, positively make sure that you survive the upcoming drastic food wars and money wars and everything that's going to go down, if you want to make sure that you survive above growing your own food and all that stuff, is have faith in Jesus Christ. That'll make sure that you get there. So, and I'll tell you, this is definitely a spiritual war. A minus. So I thought I was hoping Elgo would join early on because I really wanted to play to some newer people and draw in some of these left and right people so we can help them understand that the left and right is not for you. Republican, Democrat is not for you, and you really need to learn that. And that's just the baby steps to a higher vibration, to a higher knowing of this world putting out all this fakery. Like now, the monkey paw. What is it? The monkey. Yeah. I don't even know if I can say it on here because they've been taking channels down left and right for everything. I've been getting strikes for some bullshit. So I don't even know what I can say on here anymore. But you know what I'm talking about. The MP. So they're really drawing this out now. So people are going to have to mask up again, social distance, and they're putting it out there like this is like the next big pandemic, and you're going to need to get a jab for this one too. So, where the hell is everybody? Who is on tonight? What is tonight? Tonight is only Saturday, right? What is everybody mad at me or something? Am I talking too much truth for everybody? Well. What do we have here? So, hey, Singe Man, welcome. I'm on Ray's live. Oh, okay, Ray's on. Okay. I didn't even see that. Boston, mud flood, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, an hour ago he started. Okay. Gotcha. Ah, shit, if I would have known that I wouldn't have jumped on, I would have waited. Uh, but tell him I said hi. Anyways, I will stick the link out. Hey, Martin, welcome. Stick the link out there for any of you Republican or Democrats that want to come on and tell me any different. Um, and I'm going to give you some good advice too, not to believe in this hype. It's just to get that jab in your arm. And they're giving so much power to the what's it called, the medical economic, I don't even know what it's called, but it's supposedly they'll be able to tell everybody what to do. If we want to lock down the United States, they have the power to lock the United States down. I mean, this is getting a bit ridiculous. This is almost cartoonish. Hey, Ken, welcome. Hey, Doc Rock, welcome. This is getting very cartoonish, and I want people to understand that this is nothing but a show, and you've got to not get involved. You need to stay in the middle. Left and right is taking you nowhere, right? You got to understand that. You got to be able to admit to yourself, be truthful with yourself. It's getting you nowhere. They're both on the same side to a point. And then the fighting between Russia and Ukraine is really between two elites. You know, you got to stay out of their wars. This is their world. Let them have their world. And we have a much better place that we're going. And just like I said, you can grow your own food, and that's what you're going to need to start doing, growing your own food, starting to learn how to make medicines yourself, because you're not going to want to rely on the medical system in the future. And the biggest thing is have faith in Jesus Christ, because that is the biggest thing, and he will make sure that you're covered. He'll make sure that you'll have a meal. He'll make sure that you have medicine. He'll make sure you have whatever you need. And above most of all, he will protect you. And I truly believe that. Just walked in the door from work. Hey, Serious Truth. Cami, welcome. Ken Rotman, Singe Man, Martin, Minus, Claire, and then Tommy Stock 64 popped in earlier before the stream started and said, I am a atheist as politics goes. So that must mean he doesn't believe in politics, I guess. Which he is right, you know, to the big stage politics. You know, I mean, we all are going to have some little bitty politicking in between us. There's always going to be a little bit of politicking going on, but it's going to be even. You know, in the future, I think it's going to be much in the future. We're going through these baby steps right now, learning how to live without this government telling us what to do, because they've been telling us what to do and when to do it and how to do it for so many years. Now you have to come in within yourself and have trust in yourself that you can survive by yourself. You know, you don't need big government. I don't need big government. If we all learn, I mean, if we all can learn how to work together and learn how to barter or help one another in their need of not being able to barter or whatever, just having being empathetic towards other people is the biggest thing, and loving one another. If we can get to that point, this place would be Disneyland on steroids, right? Right? When it be Disneyland on steroids. If everybody would love one another and we wouldn't hurt or hate, and be honest with one another, be faithful to one another. And I have failed in every one of them in the past. And so my future is making sure I don't fail that anymore. Make sure I don't fail a person that I am connecting with and that I make promises to, or whatever, that I hold to my word. And I think your word is a big thing, and your name, or maybe not so much your name, but it affects your soul when you're not, and you know you're not doing something right, or that you should be doing something, and you know that, and you don't do it, that's on you, and you know that, and your soul knows that. And then you struggle with it for however long. And if you don't have any empathy or anything like that, then you obviously just don't give two shits about, um, about the situation. And so I don't know. Think I'm getting off track here, but going back to Republicans or Democrats, when you look at the two, I think it's uh, I think it's really turned into a cartoon. I don't think anybody honestly can look at this and say something's not off. I mean, being honest with yourself and watching things that have gone down for the last 2 years, can you honestly tell yourself that nothing's off? Everything's rolling as it's always rolled? I mean, the election was like a dead giveaway right there in the way that went down. Whether I don't care who won. I totally believe if Trump would have got in office, we would have just seen a bad Trump. We had the good one, now we would have had the bad one. So it's the orders from above, whoever's giving them, down to all these presidents and people that run their countries are following orders, and and um, as much as it may look like Trump was fighting the system, uh, some things had to roll that way to get people on board, and they definitely got y'all on board. Not all of y'all, I'm just saying they definitely got you on board, because look at what January 6th brought. You fed right into their hands. And you people who follow Q, you need to wake up the most. You guys are in the biggest sleep ever. And they got you into that movie scenario of following Q, right? It's just like being in a movie. Hey, Q's giving out this order. We got to break this puzzle, right? Okay. Come on, guys. Be serious. Be honest with yourselves. And, I guess I'm not very popular tonight with what I'm talking about. Um, but it is what it is. And that's the truth as far as I know it. And I will always tell the truth as far as I know it. Sure, I'm a fuck up. I fucked up my life. Um, I wish I would have made some different choices, but in all, would I have come to this conclusion if I have gone any other way? Who knows? So I really can't take anything back. But it was a learning experience. I have learned a lot in this lifetime. I think I have definitely grown a lot in this lifetime. I don't know any other lifetime that I can remember, as far as remembering lifetimes, that I can remember that I've grown so much. And I think, oh, Cammy said, told you, I just got home. Yeah, that's fine. Sadly, they've been pulling this crap for as long as they have been ruling class. So, yeah, it's all the same as always. We just see it clearly now. Yeah. So, hey, Crunchy Rap, welcome. Uh, so, what was I talking about? Where was I at? Um, I don't remember where I left off, but so as far as learning, I think I learned a lot. And as far as past experiences that I remember, I mean, past lives, um, I kind of remember being in the Civil War. Um, I do believe that I was a Yankee, and I think I told part of this story. It was kind of a dream that Sharky and somebody else, they were on the south side, and they got me or found me injured, and they could have killed me, but they helped me. And so I think that's the connection I have with Sharky. um, and then Glenn, I don't know if any of you guys remember Glenn Minks. I believe that I was in Vietnam with him, and he was my sergeant. Uh, I think I died in Vietnam. Um, and then I remember being also in the Old West. And I remember meeting, I feel like I met Jesse James, but uh, I was a thief back then, kind of like the Jesse James thing, but I wasn't in his group or his thing. But it's a lot of these have been dreams that I've had. Were they past lives? I don't know. They could have been, or they could have just been dreams of people I know, um, or met. But who knows? But I think you know what what can you say about the life you're living now? Can you know? No, none of us are you know famous or anything like that. Um, so we want to leave a good mark when we leave, I think. I mean, most of us. And hopefully, I will be going out with a good mark. Not the 20-year-old drinking, partying all the time guy that didn't care about jack shit but himself. Don't want to be that guy, you know. But anyways, that was a nice stream. I thank you all for stopping by, and I hope you all have a good rest of your night. I probably would have stayed on longer if somebody would have came on, but nobody wanted to come on, so I will just hit the hay. No, when have I ever ended a stream in 24 minutes? Come on, you guys, you know me better than that. Hey, Smurfer. Ah, I don't, but you guys don't know me at all. Oh my gosh. When have I ever ended a stream in 24 minutes? I'm not going anywhere, Smurfer. Yeah, I got you. You need to learn more about me. That's why you probably don't have a wrench. And if you do have a wrench, I'm taking away because then that means you don't know me. I gotta find out if Smurfer's got a wrench because I don't pull that son of a bitch so fast. Yep, nope, you don't have a wrench. That's why you don't have a wrench because you don't know me, Smurfer. See, everybody that has a wrench, they didn't say jack shit because they know I was kidding. No, I'm taking all your wrenches because y'all got fooled there. Well, heck, somebody could have pissed you off. No, 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 nobody made me mad. No, but I'm kind of running out of stuff to say. I need help here. I'm running out of stuff to say. It could be fast. You know, if I start jumping into death and sliding, which I I don't know. I like that theory of sliding, but how do you get residue if you're sliding? Could the residue follow you? Could your no? I don't know how the residue would follow, but um, well, let's welcome a good friend of mine, Sharky.
What is this, April 1st?
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but it's a very late April Fool's stream that I wanted to do that Republican and Democrat, but we didn't get any takers. I didn't see anybody new come in, that wanted to talk Republican or Democrat stuff. But I thought, I didn't know if I was going to go on tonight or not, but I was like, hey, why don't I try that Republican and Democrat thing? And then I tried to send you a message real quick through Sharky's potluck supper thing.
Got
Did you
it.
see?
That was a pretty crazy dish. I didn't see your comment. I was out doing something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sent that. I sent that a little while ago, probably about over a half hour ago. Like about 30 minutes before I came on, I think I tried to get you, but um, I kind of figured I was cutting it really close.
So, what is on your mind?
Um, well, hello, Patrick, or Prelim. I just said everything that was on my mind. Did you not hear anything, or
I
did you just
didn't.
get here?
I literally got here a few seconds. I heard. I didn't even hear that you were quitting early, but I heard. The first thing I read was "You Got Me" by Smurfer, Girl Whatevs,
Yeah.
and that you were going to take her wrench when you actually gave her one. That was very funny. That made me laugh.
I looked to see if she had a wrench because I can't tell on my computer who has wrenches and who doesn't. Nobody has a wrench on my laptop. So I have to go on my phone to see who has wrenches, and that's the only way I can give or take wrenches is on my cell phone. I can't do it from my laptop. I don't know. I don't understand why not. But so, anyways, I said that nobody's coming on, so I've been talking for 24 minutes. I don't have anything else to say, so I'm heading out. I'm hitting the hay. Y'all have a good night and da 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 da. And um, then I said, no, just kidding. If you don't, uh, I said it. When have I ever ended a stream in 24 minutes? So if you guys fell for that, you don't know me very well. And Smurfer said, "Oh damn it! I thought you." She goes, "I just got here. I don't want you to leave or something like that, whatever." And I'm like, so she fell for it. So she doesn't know me very well. So the people who don't know me very well don't have wrenches. So I had to make sure she did not have a wrench because she doesn't know me well enough to know that I will not end a stream in 24 minutes.
Cool.
Yeah, and then before that, I was talking about Republican and Democrats telling people that I don't believe in either or, to stay in the middle because they're both taking you down the wrong path. They haven't changed one bit in
Ever.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, I tell
So
you, if you look back, and as far as I can remember, not including, I know Nixon was president when I kind of came online, but I didn't really pay attention. And Carter was the hostages thing. I had a school teacher that made us read the newspaper when that was going on because it was a big deal, apparently. And then Reagan got shot, and I, as a little kid, I remember our class wrote him letters and hope he felt better. So pretty indoctrinated. But when Bill Clinton was around, I was in college, and pretty much from there forward, I could see the same thing from both sides.
Yeah.
You know, they just kind of, they'd start a thing, and then the next one would keep going, and the next one would keep going.
Yeah, I started learning that, early on also, especially with doing as much research as I did with the Kennedy thing when I was a kid. And then when Clinton started getting in trouble, and then he really didn't get in trouble, it was just like, yeah, they don't really give two shits what he did. I mean,
No.
he didn't really, they didn't do anything to him. And so, when, and then especially when Obama came on, I started to believe when Trump came on. At first, I had my doubts, like my gut feeling, like this is just the same. They're just gonna throw another guy that's out of nowhere to try to get people to resonate with this guy who's never been in politics and da da da. This might be our farmer Joe, but he's a rich guy, Go figure. He's a rich guy. I mean, who are we fighting against? The rich, and they follow this guy like God. But I fell for it for like a year, and then I woke up to it, like in 2016, just after the election. I woke up. A little too late. I voted for him, but I woke up just after that.
Yep.
That he was no good. That, yeah, this is totally. I knew for sure by then, this is totally all bullshit. And by then, I already had my brother all, following Trump, because I was Facebooking that shit for a year at least. When the election was coming up, I was trying to get my friends and my brother involved in Trump, and he didn't at first either. And then all of a sudden and now I can't get him to stop worshiping Trump.
Right. You release the beast and can't put it back in the cage.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can even go tell him that he's Operation Warp Speed and he's proud of his great big beautiful thing, but they don't care.
Yeah, they come up with some excuse. Well, he's the one that getting shot, wanting to get shots in people, and there's something wrong there, isn't there? I mean, tell me. And well, I mean, they come up with something. I forget what my brother told me, but they have some excuse.
Some nonsensical pieces story. Yeah, and I think the thing that I was hoping is that people would wake up to the fact that we don't need government anymore.
Right.
We have the digital tools to go out and hire roads and hire things the way we allegedly pay the government so they build roads and do shit, but all they do is corruption.
And everybody should have their freedom to do whatever the fuck they want to do, as long as they don't infringe on somebody else.
Yeah.
That's the only way. If you break that law, then we have our own laws set up to, and we're not going to have that many laws. It's only when you infringe somebody else's will to do something. And right now, the politicians, the more laws that they create, the more criminals they create. Because with every law they pass, you have more criminals. Like, let's say they pass a law that you can't wear black. Well, some people like to wear black. So I don't know why I chose that color, but okay. Purple. you know, you choose to wear purple, and purple's been outlawed. So now, because you love to wear purple and you're not going to back down, now you've just broken the law and you're going to go to jail. I know that sounds cartoonish,
Or
but
pay a
this,
fine. Or pay a fine.
yeah, yeah. And like I said, I know it sounds cartoonish, but I mean, what else in this reality is looking pretty cartoonish? You
Just
know?
about all of it.
Yeah.
The
So
when
we
they tried to
gotta.
make. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say we gotta get to our own God's given laws.
Yeah,
You have the right.
natural law.
Hmm.
The law of the jungle, as Bush called it.
Yeah. What do they call that? Like sovereignty within yourself. You have to take hold of your own sovereignty. Sovereignty, right?
Yeah,
Is that what they call it? Sovereignty.
people definitely use that. I personally think that God is the sovereign, and we were
Right.
created.
Right. But on Earth here, we have to take on this planet, this world, where God is in another realm, watching
Right.
over us or whatever. We
Sure.
are here in this world. We have to take hold of our own sovereignty. We have to realize who we are, before, uh, you know, um, before we.
I think you cut out there, Patrick, or I did.
Did you just hear? Did I go
You
off
cut
the
out a
air?
little bit. Yeah, you cut. You cut out. You just froze up a little bit. What you were saying was you have to realize who we are.
Where did you hear the whole thing?
No.
Did you hear the whole
Just that.
thing?
No.
Where, what'd you hear up to?
Up to when you said we have to realize who we are.
Yeah, we have to. I mean, we can't go out and teach sovereignty or do anything sovereign if we don't know what sovereign is, and what, we have to realize what sovereignty is first. And you can only realize that when you become sovereign yourself,
Right.
right?
We're autonomous creatures born into this realm with zero authority except for our parents until we have the skills to run our own lives. You know?
Right. Right. I think once we learn our own sovereignness, we can we can tell them to go fuck themselves, because we won't need them for anything at all, right? I mean, we all use them in certain ways at this point, whether it's a job or whether it's getting your taxes done because you get money back, and maybe your money, but you're still having to go through them, you know, to do it. You pay
Right.
your rent or your every year on your house or whatever land you own. You pay for your cars, your taxes. I mean, that's going to the system, and we're all doing it, and we've got to get away from all that.
Well,
It's
yeah.
gonna
I
be.
mean, in an ideal world, we would and we could. I don't know if there's enough numbers for us to do that without being squished. I still have to
Mm.
figure out how the Amish pulled it off. I know they just said, "Oh, hey, Sharky," you're just
Oh,
sitting
hey,
back there
Sharky,
being all
I'm sorry.
polite.
I brought you in. Hey, Shark. Yeah,
Me?
yeah, yeah. I'll go ahead. You're right.
Well, yeah, I'd like to. I mean, the Amish just basically said no thanks, and they kind of. I don't know how they work with Pennsylvania or even the
Yeah, no,
Mennonite in
we have
Kansas.
a lot of yeah, we have a lot of them around here too. I've always given them so much credit, to do their own thing.
Right. And maybe it's just will. I mean, they do it from from what I know, because they believe that's how they're supposed to serve God, and that level of conviction, I just don't know that. I know I don't have, and I don't know that other people do. You know.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a work in progress. Obviously, we're all learning. Just like I said, I know I got a long ways to go, but I've came a long ways too, and I'm gonna keep working at it. I'm gonna keep saying no to the elite is all the way to the end. I guess every time I have a run in with them,
Yeah,
it's
and that
gonna
takes
be no.
courage. That takes courage.
Yeah.
None of us here, I think, maybe, and I'm not speaking for everybody, but none of us here have financial means to just, tell them go get screwed. Because we're still, I don't grow my own food. I don't have land to grow beef or trade my vegetables for beef. I don't have that stuff. So I'm to a point. I'm still stuck in it. Hopefully that'll change, but who knows?
Mhm.
What's up,
Um,
Sharky?
Good, good. Making me think about the gypsies.
Yeah. If they were real,
And
if they were real, that's another good example.
well, they are
yeah,
totally real. I grew up with them in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. I grew up with them. They've got multi-million-dollar houses that they never finish and shit like that. They have a king. They have different kings, and they take all the girls out about 8th grade of school, and they auction them off. And my cousin actually dated one of the kings. My cousin's girl, she did male king, and I kind of got her ass into some trouble doing that shit. But that's how she flows. And so there's a lot of weird shit. I end up like talking to some people in 16 about, hey, what about the gypsies? And it's not like a slang term. That's just what they are. I even had an argument with my ex-wife. She told me I was racist. I'm like, what the fuck you talking about? Like, there is no other word for what they are. That's what they are. They're other than nomad, something like that. They're gypsies. It's not like a bad, like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm from Pine Bluff. I'm from like predominantly a black place. Like, that's not racism. That's what they're called. That's what they prefer to be called, and that's what they are. And there ain't no other word for it.
Right.
But they do all kinds of stuff, and they would severely fuck you. They're the ones that would come around and did it to the families and stuff like that. And they would have their trucks, and it's the lower levels and whatnot. And they would, I'm going to roof your house, but if you give them all the money up front, then they're never going to come back again. That kind of shit. So it's like sketchy stuff. But these are things that's kind of like ignored by this United States. Nobody talks about them, but they are there. That's what they do, and they've got their own lawyers and they've got their own fucking system, and they are working outside of the system. And it makes me, we can talk about, like the Amish and evidently the Mennonites. I never heard of Mennonites until like 16 or something. Is that what they're called, Mennonites or something like that? JW knows about them. They're up there where he's at. And different forms of, like, I guess what I would call Amish. But nobody seems to talk about the gypsies at all. And so it's something I want to bring up since, I heard Amish or whatever. Or did I just make that shit up in my head? Was y'all talking about that shit, or was it just me popping that in my head? But like, need to fucking bring this shit out because, I what happened is like I mentioned some of this stuff back. I don't know if you remember Alice in Mandela Land.
Yeah.
from years ago in like 16. She's one of my really good friends, and I brought this stuff up to her, and then what I realized is that you kind of putting your foot in your mouth, and all of a sudden she kind of started telling me, but she looked nothing like the gypsies I knew. They were kind of tan complected, that kind of thing. This woman was white, but she's from California, and I'm like, so there's different ones, but I was so ignorant that, even with like my friend as well, that was over in Sweden, Heather Thunderhawk, and I put my foot in my mouth there, and I was like, you're Indian? Because I literally thought Indians were only in the United States. That's how dumb I was. See what I'm saying? I've come a long way, but I put my foot in my mouth so many times with my dumbass, teachings of, hello, you're in Arkansas and this is the United States, and welcome, and so you like, and then you watch those movies, like born in East LA, and the funniest part of, a lot of funny parts at me, but he was like trying to teach these people how to talk and get along, and he's making about $1 or whatnot, and he's like, these guys are Chinese Indians, and I always thought that was funny. It's like Chinese Indians, but yeah, why not here, Please.
I just need to butt in for a second. There's a few people that have been here for a while I haven't recognized yet. Kevin T, welcome. I believe I said hi to Serious Truth and Martin and Glenn from Boston. There was another one that snuck in here. Yeah. Call her Shelly. So yeah, because I can't pronounce him. So Shelly, welcome. And Kevin T, Sharky, Elgo, Smurfer Girl. Yeah, I think we got everybody now. So we can move on. And so Sharky, what does are you talking? I mean, are we talking about what are we talking about here? Because
I'm not talking about anything. I'm just throwing out. If you want to bring in the Amish, I'm gonna bring in the gypsies. And how they're not they are not talked about, and they operate outside of this United States, and they are able to, for some reason, I don't know the rule plays, I don't know how it works, but they have houses. They make big houses in Pine Bluff, and they make chains of houses, mansions. Right, but they don't ever finish them.
You're saying they don't pay taxes and all that stuff?
No, they've got their own lawyers. They use the rule book, but they're not inside of the rule book. Kind of like maybe maybe I don't know. One thing of the weirder than this kind of crap is.
Have you heard that before, Elgo?
The fables, I didn't know if gypsies were a real thing because I'd only seen it in media, and the western part of the country is a lot different than where you're at, Sharky or Patrick, or
I'm in Arkansas,
people who are out east. So never really talked about, never really heard of. I mean, other than media, so I didn't really know. But the stories I've read are that they do kind of bob and weave around the facts of the law and seem to get along just fine.
Yeah. And they don't like outsiders at all. I mean, I went to school with a girl named Birdie Grant. Birdie. Now that's a pretty cool name, right? And she was fine, and she was kind of, like a Mexican kind of tan. Just pretty as all get out. And she was up there till about 8th grade, and then she was gone. you know, and that's what they do. They take them out of, at least they did from my reality. They took them out of school at 8th grade, the girls. The guys got to go on through, but the girls they took out and they auctioned them off as brides
To who?
to the kings
No, to
and
other
the
gypsies.
subordinates of the kings. Yeah, it's a system. It's like it's a fuck, you know. And you know, I
Yep.
never knew
This
Birdie
show's
for
about to
having
get better.
a boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Like you always knew people and they have boyfriends too growing up, but you know, not Birdie. You know, totally just waiting on the old style way. You know, they get to pick out who she's got to be with or something like that. It's fucking weird and it's fucking sick and it's ill and that's the way. It's totally underneath the sheets. And I don't ever hear anybody talk about this shit except for my dumb ass because I fucking kind of lived around it, you know. And it's like it was kind of normal, you know. But the older I get, I'm like, this ain't normal, you
This
know.
show's about to get really good. Hey, get really good. We're about to have Shelly, Smurfer Girl, and Martin come on and join us. So first here
Shelly.
we're welcoming Shelly.
Hey,
Well,
Nachiketa.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
How are you?
Can you guys hear me?
yeah. Been a couple of years. How you doing?
Oh,
I'm
wait,
doing all right,
I
Sharky.
mixed it.
I don't know about a couple
I
years.
thought you
I
were
thought it'd been a
somebody
couple
else,
years.
Nikita.
I've been gone that long,
Who'd I
Patrick.
think you were?
Well, I mean, it's
It
been a
has been a
while.
while,
Who'd you think I was?
but there's a girl's
Not-
name. There's a girl that's got almost the same name. It's just not
Moses-
Nikita.
This
The
is not
Nikeus?
Nikita.
The Nikeus?
Yeah, something like that.
Are you talking about the Nikeus?
I think so. Yeah, Nikia. Yeah,
This is not
Yeah.
Chiquita, right? Not
The
Chiquita.
Nikeus.
yeah, and I
Yeah,
didn't
Nachiketa.
read-
Ah, crap.
Nachiketa.
Not
Yeah, I thought
Chiquita.
it was.
Yes.
It's all right.
Shelly. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Patty,
So, yeah,
this is your
It's all good,
neighbor. This is your neighbor from years ago. Like, literally, y'all live
Yeah,
like
it's been-
30
it's
miles
been great
from each other.
sometime.
This is your.
How you doing?
Good. You know, just been working on myself and, you know, just lurking mostly, but been feeling the need and want to reconnect with people. And, you know, I think there's a lot of important things.
Mhm.
Mandela effect, of course, is just a part of that. You know, this COVID lie and everything that's happening, you know, with inflation. There's a lot of moving parts, of course. We all know it. Most everything out there is a bunch of crap and a lie. But I think it's good to be aware of the things that's happening, just so you can prepare as well as you can. And, you know, what I see happening is not good. You know, what I see happening is that there's no turning this boat around anytime soon. I mean, like, you can get some people to be on board and be aware of, like, oh, you know, like, the government's lying to you and whatever, but like very few people, you know, will come on board. Most everybody will be hypnotized. They already are. It's COVID has already proven that, you know.
Yeah, we're screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. That's why I've been mostly talking about learning how to learn more about yourself and about how to, you know, start growing your own food and all that stuff, because we are definitely going backwards, not forward. We're going
Well,
back to,
yeah.
eventually I think it'll be good for us to break away from the big brother type, you know, because I think that's where we're going to end up
Well-
heading. Most of us who can't afford to move forward in this world, you know.
Yeah. But there has to be a birthing pain involved of that reality eventually. And I don't disagree with you that we may get there. We have to survive this moment to that moment to realize it or actualize that what you're talking about. But growing your own food is all good and well, but you got to also know how to keep it though too, right?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Right.
Basically, I'm fucked.
That's my.
I mean, it's like, that's what I say. I'm like, I am literally here until I'm not here. I mean, that's
Yeah.
not a.
No, I
It's
hear
not
you,
a bad.
Sharky.
It's not a bad thing.
I don't
It's
plan-
just
No, we're all
like,
fucked though. Sharky, we're all fucked. You're not the only one who's fucked. We're all fucked
Yeah.
equally. So don't feel
I
so
never
alone
planned
that way.
on making it.
No, I don't.
Thank
I
you.
don't. And then I find peace. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
be here till I'm not here. Whatever. It's like, bring it on, get it over with. Honestly, just
Get it over
with. Yeah.
Well, God's gonna keep you here as long as you need to be kept here. So that's how it works. And
Yes.
suffering is a part of that process, unfortunately. But there's a lot of things to be learned about ourselves and the world through suffering,
Yeah.
whether you like it or not.
Well, that's what I've thought about, when I finally decided to make my own channel, right, years ago, whatever that year was, 16, 17, and it's like, I knew, and I've worked for the government and stuff like that, but it's like, you're being watched, and it's like, well, okay, whatever, and then to me, I kind of realized like, well, at least I'm putting myself out there in what they call the ether. I'm throwing myself out there. It's a recorded something between the humankind and the AI kind that is going to be out there that can be erased, but it's still going to be there somewhere, just like the humankind. The soul, the spirit, whatever you're doing is recorded somewhere. And then
You mean like
that,
Akashic records?
Yes. And so
Yeah.
in that, I find peace, and I'm like, well, at least to put some stuff out there. There's a record for, because I made my channel basically, and it was to help my son when he was very little to realize, you ever see that movie? It's a very sad movie. But that's kind of how I thought of it. It was a Michael Keaton movie. It was something like the guy has cancer, and he's got a son in the womb, and so he all he does is make videos. I always called My Life.
Yep, I saw that.
Oh,
That was a good movie.
I don't ever want to see it again. Yeah,
I
but
cried a lot.
fuck, man, yeah, I don't ever want to see it. Shit. But that's what I thought when I started making my channel. I'm like, well, it's my life, and my son's this old, and who knows what's going to happen, and so this is my record. Throw it out there, whatever. Who gives a shit, Because you're just talking to, but then it became not only talking to the weirdness of my son, but everybody else, like everybody here, like all y'all have been incorporated into my record, all because I started that one little channel, and I've been able to meet all y'all, and it's brilliant. It's nice. This isn't the end, and
Well, the message will go to the messages will go to the people who need to hear it, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So like even if you had intention of sending the message just to one person, and that one person got to hear your message, even if you're not around, then that was enough. You did your job.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to leave a mark, but the thing in my mind is to exemplify your beliefs. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You can have all these concepts of like what Patrick was talking about earlier about empathy and all this kind of stuff, and that's all good on paper. But actually to live it out is what we're trying to achieve with what little time that we do have here.
Yeah.
I don't know how that would be, how that could be put on paper. Empathy, you live with empathy. You must have empathy. In my
It's a
world,
figure of speech, Pat.
empathy would be.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I just kind of like put it on paper. It just sounded kind of a little to me off. Like you're throwing empathy aside. Like it doesn't matter. Empathy doesn't matter. That's the way I
No,
took
that's
it.
not that. No, that's not what I meant at all.
No.
Okay. I know you meant. I mean, yeah, it looks good on paper when you're talking about it. Is what you probably meant, right? You can just talk. You're talking about it as putting it on paper, kind of like, but to really have empathy for people, which I truly
Yeah,
do.
to actualize it, to be it, to
Express it.
exemplify that. Yeah, express it.
Right.
You
I
know,
got. Right.
I'm not.
Yeah, I
I'm
got it.
not. I'm not here to criticize nor judge anybody here. Whatever. Like, everybody knows where they're at, and certainly God knows where everybody's at. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm
Yeah.
saying is
Yeah.
that talking about stuff is not enough. Usually, that's
Yeah.
where we can get into this kind of a like a loop of things. It's like a little bit of a self-deprecating pit that we dug for ourselves in a way, and it becomes like a little bit of a therapy type of situation with people. But I think it's good to have that balance of, yes, let's talk about it, and then on the other hand, you actually go. Like, I talk about running 5 miles, and then I go run 5 miles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I definitely can see I personally can see the fight, the evil, the spiritual fight in this world, um, between good and bad.
Good.
Is a constant fight. What did you
Yeah,
say?
it's obvious. No, it's good. I
Yeah.
mean, it's good that you see it, and then the next aspect of that is to to live it out, and if you see a truck coming, you're like, okay, I see a truck coming, I better move out of the way. If you don't see the truck coming, then you will never move out of the way because you don't see it. I mean, it's clear as day, like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you see that there is a spiritual battle going on, what does that mean to me? It means to me that spirituality is actually of more importance than the
Mm,
material. Otherwise, why?
yeah.
Why are they so concerned about your spirit? Why are they, both sides, the good and the bad? Why are they so concerned about your spirit? What is it about your spirit? Why is it so important?
Well, I think that one side wants you to live your own life and be happy and enjoy everything that you yourself endures, and the other side wants to control you.
Why do they want to control you? For what?
They want you as slaves. Do whatever they want with your spirit, trap it, beat it,
But
do
that goes
whatever
back to
they
the
want.
first question of why is your spirit so important to them?
Why is my spirit?
Yeah.
Well, I would say
Can spirit be owned? Can a spirit be enslaved? Can you capture a spirit? Can you put it on the chains?
are you putting spirit with consciousness? Is that the same thing to
Yeah,
you?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
Well,
well,
I
not
believe
exactly the
that.
same thing, but they
Well,
do.
I believe
Everything
that
has consciousness in it, but a spirit
okay,
is an
spirit
individualized
or
consciousness. That's how
okay,
I
okay.
distinguish them.
Well, I believe spirit can be misled and
For
captured.
sure.
Yes. Yeah.
It's captured. I'm not saying you cannot bottle it up. You cannot put it on chains. But what I'm saying is that
No. No.
people have to
Right.
be willingly.
Right. Right.
They have to be
Right.
willingly giving up their spirit. That's
You
how
have to
this whole
believe.
thing is
Right.
working. Is that
And that's how they're being captured right now. I call it captured because they're being misled. and they're believing in it. When you believe in it, then you're captured. You're not gonna.
Okay,
You're not
I agree with that.
break
Yeah.
if you don't. You gotta learn to believe in higher self and your everything. Your spiritual being. You gotta believe in yourself.
Yeah. Yes, you do have to believe in yourself, that's for sure. But it's like when we talk about like Patrick or Algo or Sharky or Nachiketa here, we are identified with a physical body. This physical body, this vehicle that we have chosen to come into this world with, is really a big part of how we perceive this reality. Would you agree with that
Ooh.
statement?
Yeah, I mean,
100%, 100%.
yeah.
Okay, so like according to certain sciences, like in like the Vedas or Hinduism and others like Buddhism and such, spirit is not it's entangled, you can say, with this physical body. It is this physical body is a vehicle in which we experience part of our spirituality. But of course, like when you say like a pure soul aspect, it's somewhere else. You can call it like in a cloud, God's cloud somewhere, like an iCloud kind of deal. It's like it's there, but a string connects you, the identified individualized consciousness that you call yourself Patrick or Nachiketa or whomever, and is connected to that spirit. Now, the game that we're playing, in my mind, between the good and evil, because, okay, you have to understand one thing. God has allowed devils and demons to roam about. Do you agree with that statement, or would you disagree with that statement?
I agree.
Yeah, so if God had any desire to want to get rid of any demons or devils, he would just, snap his fingers and then boom, they'd be all gone. But we know that they exist, do we not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do they exist or do they not exist?
I think they exist.
So
yeah, they
yes, I do too.
They are the darkness of our inside each other's. We are ours.
Can you say that again, Sharky?
Shit, what the hell did I just say? It comes out sometimes, but they are the insides of us as outsides in a way that needs to be brought to the boiling point of cooking ourselves.
Yeah. I agree. We all have good and evil within us, absolutely. And how we choose with our free will, we put more energy towards that rather than the other. And then there's no two ways about it.
Yes.
There's no being neutral about it. Either you choose the good or you choose the bad. But they both must exist in order for free will to exist. But they both reside in each one of us. Absolutely.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Okay. I'm glad it made sense.
Welcome, Golden Spot. Been a long time since seen you. Welcome. And let's see. Okay. Zenwen. Okay. Just making sure I got everybody. All right. Go ahead. Anybody want it?
Well, real quick, I kind of don't specifically agree.
Okay.
In the fact
no problem.
In the fact that the potential for good and evil exists in all of us.
Yes.
But the actual evil cannot exist within a creature of God. We have to choose to run that path instead of be ourselves. Is how I see it.
Okay, no, that's fine. But then we have to define terms. Like when you say actual evil doesn't exist in God, what do you mean by that? Can you extrapolate a little bit more on that?
Well, I think a creature of God, like a tree or a panther or Sharky's kitty who's meowing, is made from pure love, and evil does not exist in those things. And I don't think it exists in us, but I think the potential for us to express it is absolutely part of the spiritual battle of being in this realm.
Okay, I think to me it's a little bit semantic. what you're getting at, and I don't necessarily see it that way. But here's the thing, like the way I see it, that everything that exists, even in the most heinous thing like the devil, the worst thing that you can possibly think of, they're polarities. The good and the bad, they're polarities. But when you put all the polarities, let's say a polarity as an example of North and South Pole, and you have the extreme North Pole and extreme South Pole, the whole thing, the whole picture, I see God. Everything together, everything collapses into that godness, and God is not something that I really choose to talk about too much, just because it's so abstract and so subtle that we cannot assume that everybody has the same God concept in their mind. But this is how I see God, is that it's imbued in everything. All that material existence that we see and experience has God in it, is how I see it.
But I also
Do you
think
understand what I mean?
I'm trying to understand what Algo was saying. I think he's kind of right, if I understand it right. I truly believe that God is also pure love. And when you get into this meat body, that then you are, this is where we learn. This is where we have the free will, and this is where we have the meanness, and we have both sides in us. We have the free will to choose either side in
That's
this meat suit. But outside of this meat suit, we are pure love. We go back to pure love.
Well, I don't know, because I think there are different layers or different dimensions where the consciousness
Right? You have to
can
build
reside,
up,
and
right? Like a baby learning,
so
building up.
so
Yeah.
so this physical reality is a very quote unquote gross aspect of reality, or very material, and it's not, we could also experience other dimensions outside of this physical reality, but there can still exist different polarities, which we call good and evil. But yeah, I don't disagree that God is love. I mean, that's what Jesus said, and we can we can agree with that. I mean, but like how you define love, because like in a way, like what we are all going through, collectively speaking, it's for the progress, or the progression of the individualized consciousness, and we're all co-creating it. We're all participants of it, and so it's all based on love. You can just kind of sweep it, make a sweeping statement like that, but then it's much finer and much how would I say, like there are undulating layers that we have to struggle through in order to understand that. I'm not sure if I'm making sense. I'm hearing a lot of tapping noises as well. Is that me, or is that somebody else? I'm not sure. Do you hear that?
No, I don't hear it, but I can. Oops, wrong button.
It could have been me. I was on mic. Oh shit! Where'd everybody go?
Okay.
Hello?
So
You
maybe
were
too abstract to get into. Yeah, I hear it
Yeah, I'm
now.
using
It's
my
like a
cell
tapping
phone.
noise.
Um,
Anyways,
Sharky.
look, like I think
I was gonna
I
say,
think
yeah.
it's go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, Sharky, mute yourself for a second. I don't know if it's you. It may be my clock. I don't realize you could hear my clock, but tick, tick, tick. Do you still hear it? Do you still hear it?
No,
I don't hear
I
it.
don't. Oh,
Okay.
it's gone. It was like a tapping noise. Oh,
So Algo, do you have anything to relay back into that? He went to go get a beer, maybe. Okay, go ahead, Nikita.
Oh, I pushed the wrong button. You can hear me now.
Oh yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I pushed my headphone button on accident. No, I think
Go ahead.
all that's a very, very important conversation. Very important. I think though, where the rubber meets the road is how we show up to the people we care about, how we show up to strangers, and how we feel about how we show up is probably more important. If you are doing your life and you feel good about the way you interact with others and the way that you help somebody or you leave somebody alone who maybe you shouldn't, or whatever it is you do, if you feel okay about it, I think that's the important thing. Nobody gave me a spiritual compass that says, oh, now you're doing it right. But I know when I feel like I'm doing something wrong to somebody or in a situation, I definitely have that physical feel. I have a mental breakdown. Not a breakdown, but I have a mental thing. I have an emotional experience about it that's not positive. When I'm doing the other way, my body feels good, my mind feels good, my emotions feel good. And I think the only way I'm going to be able to navigate what we're going to be going through is if I try to stick to that at whatever cost whatever cost.
And
Right,
I just
and-
want to say before we go any further, I'm going to be welcoming in Smurf here in a second as soon as she comes in, and then I also want to say, you guys, don't forget the thumbs up, and please don't forget to support this channel, even if it's a couple dollars, because I freaking need it. We're running out of hours. I've got, like, when I started the show, I had 9 hours left for the month, so just help out if you can. And with that, Smurfer Girl is going to come on.
Hi.
And I'm not a big freaking channel. I've never monetized, so you guys are the only support I get.
Vegan bacon.
Welcome,
Smurf.
Smurfer Girl.
Thank you.
What is vegan bacon?
How are you doing?
It's an oxymoron.
Somebody told me I was an
So
oxymoron once.
You kind of are.
Do you have anything to say about what we've been talking about tonight?
Yes,
The
I've been
last
trying to click in this place since you were talking about gypsies earlier, and my internet's like, no, you're not.
You're a gypsy, aren't you?
No. They'll behave. Of course not. No, there is a thing, and the whole thing about them not getting in trouble, like Sharky was saying. Well, gosh, Sharky, where'd he go?
He's
I'll have to say it again.
he's
if he
here.
comes
He's
back.
just I think he's making supper at the same time. But yeah, go ahead.
There he is.
I'm here. I'm putting the soup into a different thing to put in the refrigerator.
Well, go ahead.
All right.
No, there's I can't remember. I think it's like maybe not an apocryphal text, but it's definitely like an extra biblical text, which might be outside of the official apocrypha. But there's a thing about like the gypsies being allowed to steal, because the man that made the 4 nails that Jesus would have been hung to the cross with was a gypsy, and went after he made them, and they were, I guess, given to whoever was in charge of having those nails. He went and stole one of them back, and so they get a free pass on stealing stuff now. I don't know like who decided that or where it comes from. The first time I heard it, it did have to do with a book that's not in the Bible anymore, I think, or the opinion of the person that was talking about it said it should be there. So I think it was something like that. It's been a long time since the first time I heard about it.
That's a very cool story.
Yeah, so gypsies are allowed to steal like forever and ever.
Tried to take one of the nails back that you're gonna nail this guy with.
Yeah.
Good Lord loves you. You guys rock on.
I mean, it's kind of a big deal.
No,
Think
it is
about
a
it.
huge thing. That's a cool thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have a home. They're inside, but not inside, and they have their own rules and laws, which go totally against normal laws where we're at. What we get to experience, and they get to do things, and they take advantage of people, and it's just strange. It's very strange, to me, the biggest thing is like marrying out of the women, So you bring the girls, they get to go to school, right, until 8th grade. And then they get married out. They're whored out to the highest bidder of the kings in those realms of how they see it's fucked. To me, it's sick, it's fucked, it's like, but I knew these people. Right, I grew up with knowing about the gypsies, but I didn't know all that entailed with them. All I knew was like, they're gypsies, and might as well be saying they're Mexican or something like that to me. When I grew up, because they were, kind of a darker mix between white and Mexican and Puerto Rican, but that's just the ones I knew from that town I was in. It is one of the leading towns of, gypsies. And so it wasn't like nothing nobody knew about. It was just something I did not ever even think about. It was just kind of a thing. And then when I got older and started finding out things, I'm like, wait, what's going on here,
Sharky, my dad's from Arkansas, and I spent a lot of time there until I was in mid-teens, and it was a thing.
Yeah. So you can recall knowing about them, at least.
Yeah, and they're here now. They're here. We have them in Kentucky now, and
wow.
What I've noticed, they've been here for I've bumped into them quite a few times.
Yeah, they're good people. It's not like I'm saying they're bad people. They got weird ways of doing.
I don't
things.
mess with them, but
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I don't mess with them either. Yeah,
I'm very polite when they come by me.
My cousin did. She had the woman power to get with the men, and so that's what she did. But
it's really interesting because they have like this sort of. Externally, it looks like a patriarchal sort of like macho situation, but it's not. It's really matriarchal, and it's set up in this strange way where, when it comes to the daughters and the sons and getting married and things, the daughters have to prove themselves so much to the husband, the prospective husband.
Yes.
Like the mother will like check for dust and stuff, like, are you gonna, for a long time, and put them under so much pressure, like, are you gonna take care of my son, kind of thing. But then and so the girls, they have to be spotless, but then the boys, they can just go be sleazy all day long.
Oh fuck yeah, that's how I got with my with my cousin. Believe me, my cousin is sleazy cheesy.
I'm sorry.
Yes, his real name is Patrick. That's prelim. Yes. And there was another question in there.
Yeah, but Sam, the guys can do what they want, and that's how that guy ended up with my cousin. But the girls cannot do any of that shit. And so my
is it me or does it sound kind of weird?
Earlier when you were talking, it sounded weird to me, but it's not now, so I don't know.
It sounds all normal to me. You sound all right to me. I don't hear
There was
anything.
just like a clicking sound in the
Must be
background,
me
but
then.
there wasn't a delay when you would talk, though. It was just like a little bit of distortion or interference sort of sound. You're super duper far away though. That's probably why.
I gotta go get my coffee. I'll be right.
Yeah.
You know, that whole delay in transmission kind of thing.
Yeah, probably, most likely.
Not that the calculation ever gets done correctly.
No, they're using the wrong stuff.
You gotta love that.
The dumb people. Well, but Sharky, I think if you're talking about if that's how the culture is, and I didn't know anything about this, but it sounds like most cultures,
Hmm.
most modern cultures, women are held to a standard that is different than what men get to experience, and not in a positive way necessarily. But I think that has to do with us using the wrong energy. We try to use masculine energy as a society, and masculine energy is not the wise energy. It's the blunt tool in the toolbox, but it's not the subtle, intelligent energy that could actually make this place much easier for all of us to live within.
Yeah,
I think you're right. I think sorry, Sharky. Do you want to go ahead?
no, I was just saying, yeah, it's an odd thing. It's like, we all look to, my family. I got many, many Masons in my family. I'm not one, but whatever, but they are damn sure in my family. But this is something that goes to me even beyond that. It's like this is some shit nobody fucking even realizes, and nobody fucking talks about. And it's to me right there because I grew up in that town, and it's just like, how the hell does nobody even talk about this fucking shit? So it's just another layer under another layer of a fucking who knows how many layers. But it's like, for me, it was totally real. It is totally still real. It's just I'm not like living in that town, so I don't. But I went back and saw how it branched off between trailer parks to fucking bigger houses to fucking mega houses that evidently, they don't ever finish. And
They have
so,
houses now, like
oh yeah,
permanent
big,
places.
big 3-story houses all the way to
Wow.
Redfield. Yeah, an entire row. Last time I was there about 8 years ago, and yeah,
Oh no, I haven't been
great
there for
big
that.
houses. Like these are like 3-story houses. They don't finish them, so they can't be called done. I guess so.
Right.
Somehow
So it's not
they have
permanent.
they it's not
They're
permanent.
travel goods.
They evade the taxes, but I mean, even going from Pine Bluff into Sheridan, there was a big, big, big place, and that's where one of the kings lived. It was known, and it was not finished. It was like, and it's just like you can see cars out there when I drive past every day, go back and forth to work, but you never saw anybody outside or anything like that. It was just kind of like looked like a huge place that wasn't finished, and that's where they lived, and it was a king, one of the kings. Or a lower level king. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to call it. I don't know how many kings they got, but they got different, whatever. It's something that nobody talks about that is, to me, like strange, like under the radar kind of a thing. That, like, okay, that's nice, but I knew these kids. I knew them growing up, and
Were
it's
they
odd.
normal? Were they normal, or were they weird kids?
No, they were totally normal. They were just doing what they get. They didn't seem to have, like, the girls didn't seem to have ever get any boyfriends, but they were always, they did like the guys, and they would flirt and stuff like that. But it was like when of course I was young and dumb and whatever, so it's not like I was out there trying to, have a relationship or get a boyfriend girlfriend with these girls, but
Yeah,
it
that's
was
not
just kind of
allowed.
odd. It's kind of odd when I thought about it later. I was like, wow, that makes sense why they never did. I never saw them with anybody. I don't remember them having, and they were, pretty. It's not like they couldn't. It's just like they just didn't, and
That
then
would
they're
be like an
gone.
Irish or Amish person like not coming back from the Rumspringa thing. You know.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
living in Las Vegas
yeah,
forever, baby.
yeah.
That's not okay.
I'm gonna vacation in Atlantic City. I'm gonna live in Las Vegas. Rumspringa has set me free, and
Most of them go back though.
oh yeah,
Very,
because they
very
look
They're not
around and they're like,
allowed though.
Well,
There's
no,
like
they're
a
allowed
statute
the
of limitation,
Rumspringa.
right?
They're
Yeah,
allowed
they
their
only got
Rumspringa. They get to go
They would have-
experience the world.
Once you make that decision, then everybody turns their back on you, and then
Right,
it's
you
like,
have to like officially make your decision. Yeah.
yeah. Well, once you
Right.
make the decision, you cannot
Yeah.
go back. That's what I mean.
No.
dude, if you leave, you're out. Yeah,
Yeah.
just like Patrick's channel.
It's
If you
pretty-
leave, you're out.
You're you're done.
Yeah.
Everybody turns their
If you
back on you. Yeah,
Dead
get
to
shunned.
me.
If you leave and you don't come back for a while, you lose your damn wrench. What's the sense of you having a wrench if you ain't here? So
I don't know you.
before you come around,
So you can lurk,
get your fucking
and you
wrench.
can go to people's
You act like
channels.
you don't know me.
The problem I was having is somebody was misusing
See,
their
now
wrench.
I'm gonna have to look around again, and see who's
You
coming,
need to
who's
lurk a
going,
little more
what people are
openly, maybe.
saying, and then go to people's channels. And
Yeah.
You disgrace my mother.
Yeah.
I lurk sometimes, but it's only when I just don't feel like getting involved.
Alfredo,
It's
you
like,
broke my heart.
I just
that's how I usually feel
I
like.
just don't. No, I just have the energy to. I want to put forth a good, conversation, and if I ain't got the energy to do it, it's gonna be a shit show, and I don't want to, especially on somebody else's channel. I did that one time, and I made the mistake, and I went on Peanut's channel, and I wasn't feeling very good at all. I should have never went on his channel, and I was actually rude to his guest, who he had a Elvis lookalike on there from Vegas, and he was interviewing him, and I was asking him serious questions like, why did you take the first jab on TV, Elvis? Why would you do that?
Oh damn!
Knowing, and then I said to Peanut, to him, I said, why don't you ever show yourself? I would like to see you. And he took it the wrong way, and I can see how he took it the wrong. I mean, I went through the same thing with Elgo, but Elgo didn't get mad at me. I said, I want to see you, Elgo. Why don't you show your face? But I don't think I said that on his live stream. I did that to Peanut, and Peanut felt
No, you said
like
it. You said it on your live stream.
I said it to you on my live stream, I think.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
And I didn't. I took
But
no
I was,
offense.
I know, and yeah, you're a good guy, and so is Peanut. But he thought I was calling him out on his own channel. He's like,
Gotcha.
you come on my channel, and I feel like you're calling me out because I don't show my face, and da. And I felt really bad after I got off, because I'm like, yeah, I should have never did that on his channel. I do want to see what he looks like. I didn't mean it in a bad way, but the persona I was putting out was not good at all. And I knew I shouldn't have went on there because I wasn't feeling very good. I was in pain, and I wanted to talk to somebody, but I just wasn't in the right mind to. That's why when I'm in a lot of pain and shit, and I don't have the energy, I keep to myself. I don't want to answer the phone. I don't want to talk to anybody, because I don't want to hurt anybody. You know, I'm in a bad mood and uh, I'm just in a bad place.
Well,
So
that's normal.
Understandable.
yeah, so you know, I don't want if I'm just lurking, there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
a,
I want to say it's about 11:49. I've been up way too long. I've been cooking all day. I didn't make a meal. I'm fixing to have to get off here because I'm fixing to literally throw my head on the table here with my hands around me and fall asleep.
All right.
But I
all right.
love
Appreciate it,
y'all,
Turkey.
and I'm sorry that I don't know how I'll get on the whole gypsy thing, but it is something that is fascinating to me. That I think I don't know what is exactly up with that, but whatever, you know, this is her world. I don't know exactly what's up with it either. So I love you. Hey, not Chiquita. Did I say it right? Not Chiquita. Not shit.
You got
Hey,
close.
hey, Gizmo, get away.
Uh,
Hey, it's great to see you again, brother. For me, it's been a couple of years, but just
Thanks.
glad to see you back around, man. Love you,
Well,
and
I
you
don't know,
keep
a
good
couple
work,
years,
okay?
but
Well, yeah,
okay.
whatever it's
All
been for
right.
me.
Cheers, bro.
Yeah, cheers. All right, love y'all.
take
Bye
care,
bye.
brother.
Yep. Take care,
Bye
Sharky.
bye. Night. Bye bye.
Bye.
Danny's gonna be so bummed she missed him.
So so yeah, so I don't know how the rest of y'all feel or what you want to talk about now, but
Are you
I'm
still in
sorry, I'm being
Walsall
harassed
area,
by a
Patrick?
cat.
kinda. I'm about 45 minutes south of it.
South of Walsall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in Wisconsin
Cool.
Rapids.
Oh, Wisconsin Rapids. That used to be up north. North. What west? Is now south of Walsall,
Yeah, it's south
of Stevens Point and
southwest.
Walsall,
Yeah, southwest. Yeah,
southwest.
it's yeah, it's west
But
of
it used to
Point.
be northwest, wasn't it?
I don't know. I don't think so. Not that I
No.
recall. No,
Okay.
somebody says Danny from Texas Danny says that and I think Prelim also says that Rapids moved but
I'm
I
also saying I went to school in Point, man.
yeah, I've been around this area my whole life. I don't realize that it moved. Maybe I'm too close, but it's
Strange.
been here for me for a while, and I wrestled in the surrounding communities, and we never wrestled against. Oh yeah, we did wrestle against Rapids. Yeah, we wrestled against Rapids, but I don't remember where they were located.
Mm. Okay.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. It's just it doesn't hit me as it changed, but I have two other people now. Three people that said that it moved.
Well, and you know, AJ from Rippin' Rabbit Hole, he has also.
Oh, he said it moved too? You're cutting out. Oh, I hope we didn't lose him.
Hello.
Okay, now
Hello?
I can hear you. I can hear you
Yeah,
now.
AJ from
Yay,
Rippin'
you're
Rabbit Hole.
back.
Yeah, he's from Rippin'. He's from
Oh, okay.
he's from Rippin', where I grew up, and
Mhm.
for him it also moved.
Wow, that's weird. That's weird to
Yeah.
be part of a no effect and don't even know it. Because that would be a big one.
No, but that's how it's working. It's not the same for everybody, and that's kind of the strange. We're like living in like a 3D reality bubble that is a little bit like a Venn diagram where we like cross, like our memories cross with each other, and then the shared memories are like, oh yeah, that's the same thing. But there are other memories that are definitely not going to be shared. No,
Right.
this is just no two individuals are going to have exact same memories.
I'm
Yeah,
glad
but
you
that's
said
a
that.
pretty big.
What's that?
That's a pretty big one.
I'm glad you said that because some people, it seems they get irritated if you're not like point for point, you know.
Well, I mean, for what? There's
Like
there's no
the
need to
whole
be irritated
remembering
about
things
anything.
incorrectly, you know. Oh
Yeah.
well, like on the more like superficial like brand things,
Yeah,
you know.
because I don't see it. If I was still in the baby stages, I'd probably argue with you and say, no, it didn't move because I would know it moved because I'm Mandela affected and I know it moved. And you're right, we don't all have the same memory, you know, and that's why I agree with you because I may not have the same Mandela effect as you have, but I'm not going to dismiss your Mandela effect, especially if I've got it coming from 4 different people. Now, so I can't dismiss that Mandela effect, but for me, it's not a
Yeah,
Mandela
we're all
effect.
from Wisconsin. but
Yeah,
but the thing
I'm the
is,
only one
but the
that's
thing,
still here.
yeah, that's true. You're the wait. Preliminal is not in Wisconsin anymore.
I'm from Michigan. It's
Oh
close
yeah,
enough.
he's in Madison, way the hell south.
Yeah,
So
but that's
he's
still
on the outside
Wisconsin.
too. Yeah, but he's
Can I
on the.
can I
Yeah,
show
you're
not to
right.
get to something?
He's the only one that's still here, but he is damn near on the Illinois border, so he's kind of on the outside of my.
Okay.
So maybe because he's
Well,
on the outside.
when you're in Stevens Point, Wausau area, that's like the heart of Wisconsin there. So I
Right,
guess
right.
about an hour and a half away from there, that's quote unquote, the outer circle of Wisconsin. Then, even though you're still in Wisconsin, Madison's Wisconsin. But okay,
Yeah,
Danny, you're on to show me something.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to like interject that so soon. Sorry, I didn't.
No,
But-
that's okay.
So I have this affinity for cloisonne and inlaying and things like that, and there's
Mhm.
this place called the
Madison.
Restore. It's the Habitat for Humanity. Like they sell. It's sort of like Goodwill, but the money goes toward Habitat, and so I love they get stuff in there that's incredible. And whenever I find something, whatever. So I got this thing. It was like a desk, like a name of a person working, and it's all messed up, but I figured I could like get the parts I want off of it. But then I looked at the back, and I was thinking,
Joseph A. Bistel. Wow,
you see that?
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I don't know what it means though.
It's from someone at an orphanage in Korea.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got it for $1.
I'm on my phone. So it's hard for me to see. But
Here,
what does
I'll
it
try
say
to
in
get
the
it
back?
closer.
Can you read it for me though?
Let me get my.
Is it in
camera.
Korean?
Yeah,
No,
Is it
it's
in Korean?
No, it's just like a.
What's the small?
Because I can read it. I can read it in Korean if I
Not
can.
in Korean.
children for no. What I
It's
can't read it.
Chins and Children, KUMKOK Orphanage, Korea. So
Can you show it again one more time?
Yeah.
Can you show it one more time? I got it like.
I'll email it to you.
Okay. I can't see it because it's like too dark.
Yeah, I don't know
For
why my
me.
camera's not working. There. Okay, there's a glare on it. Okay,
No,
can you
like
see that?
it's. I'm on my phone. I'm on my phone. That's why. But as you guys know, I'm adopted from South Korea, and there are 4 major main Korean orphanages, and I give you guys a little bit of a fun history about it. So, the Korean War happened from 1950 to 1953. Basically, North and South Korea fought. North Korea was supported by China and Russia. South Korea was supported by the United States and the UN. And so, war happened for 3 years. During that time, from 1950 to 1953, afterwards, there were a lot of these mixed children showing up. Surprise, surprise, war. You have all these foreigners coming into Korea, and they're soldiers, and they're gonna have babies with Koreans. And Korea, Japan and China, they're considered like a little bit like a pure blood. So when you talk about like Korean language, so like the language, culture, and the race, you can like kind of put it all together. It's still like that in a lot of ways. So these mixed children, when they were starting to pop out, right? The Koreans, like the purebred Koreans, were calling them devil babies. Okay, nobody wanted them. And blood in Korea is considered a very important part of the culture, like a bloodline, and like being a family is like blood related. All this kind of stuff. It's a very strong part of the culture. It still kind of is. And so when an American guy named Holt, John Holt, I believe, came, he's a Christian guy, and I think that was in the 60s or the 70s, he ended up adopting 8 children from Korea. And then he basically was evangelizing other people in America and Europe to adopt. So this is where like the huge adoption thing really began to happen in like the 60s and the 70s and up to the 80s. Okay. So I was adopted in 1989 from Korea. I was 10 and a half years old at that time. But in the 90s and 2000, these adoptees, including myself, came back to Korea. And a lot of them had very jaded experiences. And a lot of them had very interesting, similar type of experiences. Like they all grew up in small rural towns of Europe, Australia, and America. Yet they were like the only one out of 2,000 or 3,000 or 5,000 people were there. So they were very isolated. So like a lot of suicides happened with the adoptees. A lot of children, they just didn't fit in. I mean, this is just kind of part and parcel with the whole adoption experience. And a lot of people, a lot of these adoptees, they were very jaded. And so when they came back to Korea, they wanted to stop adoption. So they wanted to stop Koreans from adopting or sending their children out to other countries because they themselves had very bad experiences. So now the adoption from South Korea has nearly halted. Like it's like a very big process to adopt children from South Korea because it was so. South Koreans are proportionately the highest adopted children in the world, like proportionately wise. Like there were like over 200-some thousand children adopted from Korea.
Wow.
So some interesting facts. And so a lot of little orphanages were popping up here and there because of this adoption became like a business, actually, and eventually, it kind of came down to 4. There are 2 major ones. I came from the second largest one called Eastern Social Welfare Organization. Holt is another one. But they kind of focus on different regions. But these organizations made a ton of money because if you wanted to adopt, you had to spend I think my parents spent like $40,000-$50,000 to adopt me, and that bill. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to ask you, so was the negative experience because the culture is so closed? And when adopted children went back, they didn't really want to talk about it, or...
It's not fucking China.
No, I'm just asking. I don't know.
No. Korea is a very tight society, but a lot of the adoptees... So I had a very unique experience because I was adopted at 10. Not many children are adopted at 10. Like I have 2 sisters who are adopted, but they were adopted when they were 3 and 5, and they don't remember Korea. And 95% of the time, that's the case with most of the adoptees because most of the parents, they want to adopt babies rather than like an adolescent child because, they want to have, stronger influence over the child. I already had a personality, by the time I was 10. The reason why I was adopted at 10 is because there's a statute of limitation of being 45 years apart from the child and the parents, and you cannot be further or more than 45 years apart from the child if you want to adopt. My parents were 55, I was 10. So the 10-year-old child, there were like 3 boys and a few girls who maybe were, fitting into that age, maybe older as well, but that's about as young as they were able to go as 10, and I was chosen out of a batch, you can say, So I don't have a usual quote unquote experience of adoptees, but I can appreciate because I lived out in the streets. I grew up in the orphanage for about a year and a half, and I had a difficult childhood. A lot of these kids who were adopted when they were babies, they didn't have the same kind of experience, and of course, yes, some of them were abused and didn't grow up in a very good environment, but most of the time they did. Their environment was not any different from any other Americans or Europeans. Only fact is that they were Asian, in a very rural environment, right? So obviously they experience being different. I mean, how can you not be experience? How can you not experience that if you're an Asian in a small town of all white people? And some of them got very jaded, and like the people who are very positive. I mean, like I myself had a decent experience. I mean, I don't feel like I had any, more difficult experience than anybody else growing up in America. I in fact think I had a very good environment and good parents. So I never felt the need to complain about anything. Never felt like I was I don't know, less than anybody else. But so I'm not as vocal about it. I'm not going to go to Korea. It's like, oh, Koreans should go and adopt, or it's the angry, jaded ones who were very vocal about it, and they changed the laws, and they really screwed the future of a lot of other Koreans who could have been adopted by a good family, because now the laws are changed because by the adoptees themselves, they have changed the laws.
Wow.
It's ironic, actually. It's very ironic. I got involved with the whole group and got to know everybody who's involved with all that. It was not a very, I was not in agreement with them, and they were like surprised because like, how can I'm an adoptee. I should be with, in their point of view of things. And I wasn't. And that's another reason why I felt like I didn't want to stick around in Korea though, too, because like I didn't really see.
Sorry, they sound like Democrats.
They were a lot of these liberal type of minded people.
Yeah, they got theirs, but nobody else can get it now.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of, unfortunately, I mean, like, I'm sure if another adoptee, I mean, I don't know of any adoptees who are like Mandela affected / flat earth. I was on Clubhouse a lot last year, and I was trying to get into the adoptee community there, and I was talking about this, and I think I got a little bit ousted from that community. It was like, this guy's just too crazy.
Too much truth.
Yeah, it's a little too much. And a lot of them are vaccinated, like almost all of them though too. And I'm like coming around and telling them, it's mark of the beast, don't get the vaccine and shit like that. And they're like, you're crazy. Like, all right. Guess I'm not gonna get to anybody anytime soon. But anyways, that's a little story about adoptees and Korean adoption, and how it came to be because of the war, and the Americans who came, and the American Christians felt like, but sorry. So a lot of Christian organization. My parents are not Christian. They were very liberal, but they also wanted to adopt. I grew up in a very democratic, liberal family, and I was for a very long time. And not that I'm a Democrat or a Republican, because that's kind of the topic today, because I think it's a Hegelian dialectic in my mind.
Yeah, it absolutely is. But as far as you were going to say something on the misuse of masculine and feminine energy. Do you remember?
Okay. I do want to ask him something about Daegu though.
Oh,
yeah.
The 5 boys, that were called the Frog Boys. Do you know anything about that? Like, was there ever that? Like,
well, what is it?
In Daegu, there were 5 boys apparently, and like there was this really like close knit village, and they just disappeared one night, and which was not typical of them at all. And it was 5 from 5 different families, and they were all knew each other, and so it was really fast that they were aware that because they didn't show up at like Taekwondo, and so they were getting calls really quickly during the day, and there was I guess this man in the village had seen them together and said, where are you going? Because he probably knew that they were supposed to be somewhere else. And they were going, one of them said, we're going to look for lizard eggs.
Okay.
And so it was actually like the exact timing of the first actual voting. And
So this is like long time ago in Korea. You're talking about
like
This is
91. It
okay.
was in 90 or 91, I think.
Okay. Yeah. So it was like right after like because Korea had experienced a couple of dictators,
Yeah.
after the war, and they still are, they took a lot of money from Korea, and they're still around. Like a friend of mine from Canada was a personal English teacher for one of the dictators, like a former dictator of Korea, and he's got billions,
Wow.
So like they still have influence in Korean politics, obviously. And,
I mean,
like
look at here, Obama. He's still the president. So shit.
well, yeah,
Probably
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. As much of a president as he ever was, I guess. I mean,
Right, and I don't
none of them
believe
hold
in
any
any
kind
of
of
that.
power.
They're
Yeah.
UN
Patrick-
puppets.
I'm actually, if I have not ever taken back my registration, but I'm registered as a Democrat.
Oh boy,
Poor
it's
thing.
good. It's actually a good thing. It's a good thing. It keeps you
It
undercover,
probably is. It'll keep me safe for a
You
little
know?
while.
Yeah. So I'm registered as a Democrat, and then nobody's gonna come in and attack you anytime soon.
Yeah.
but-
No, I don't have one of those
I-
special stickers
I
on my
was,
mailbox or anything.
I was into that left-right, Republican Democrat thing, and I was a Democrat most of my life until I realized it was the Democrats that started slavery, and then I moved to being a Republican and voted for Trump, and then I realized this is all fucking the shit show. This neither one is good for us.
You know what, Patrick? I think you and I probably realized it almost at the same time, because I voted for Hillary fucking Clinton
Oh my god,
My God.
in the primary.
where were you lost?
I was gone for forever.
Girl power,
Oh
dude.
my god,
I
Yeah,
campaigned
we need a
for Bernie
female
Sanders.
I
president.
truly believe on my old timeline.
Uncle Bernie's going to save the
that-
world. Damn it!
I believe that Hillary won the election on my old timeline, and
She probably did.
that I'm in now, Trump won. Trump should have never won that. I don't know how the heck he won that, because you know what? These elite, as you can see on the second running, when Trump ran the second time, how they just shut the election down when they knew there was no way they were going to win it. So they shut it
Right.
down. How
Well,
could Trump have won the last election without this happening?
Oh,
Last
I can totally
You know.
tell you why if you want to know.
Yeah,
From where
I
I
would
see
love
it.
to know. Yeah.
I think it's the same reason why Oklahoma City was blamed on patriots. There was a big, strong movement when Obama was in office that of people like Danny saying, we're not voting now. These people suck. We're full of shit. And we like Ron Paul, the Ron Paul movement, and all the stuff. And Trump
but Rand Paul.
was the best person to corral that energy and say, okay, guys, I'm going to build a wall. I'm going to end the war. I'm going to do all these things that never got done. And he kept their energy at bay. So he was the gatekeeper for that faction of people who actually could do something on their own. And instead, that Alex Jones character put him on. And why would Trump go on Alex Jones? Only to grab all of his audience and say, come with me, boys. We got this.
That's
And
where
I
he
think-
got me.
I think that's why they installed Trump.
Trump is
Whoa.
definitely like the man of perdition.
Yes, and now
Well, here's
We're-
the question though. Like, do they control both sides of the party, or do they not?
oh no,
Oh, I think they have.
They're all in the same party.
I think they
Yeah,
are.
okay.
But I think they're fighting within themselves.
I don't even.
Yeah,
think
no,
that's true.
like
No,
I mean, I
like
don't
maybe
think so.
the noobs that don't know yet. And how did they even get there?
The noobs,
Well,
Well,
I think
you gotta put somebody there.
Obviously, they
That
own the
was so
news.
millennial.
It was.
I
They
mean,
own the
you
there's
gotta
a,
put somebody there.
Right?
Yeah, there's an interest of like, you join the red team or the blue team, okay, but once you join a team, you can't really go over to the blue team anymore because you are known to be on the red team as an example, so you kind of have to represent the red rhetoric of things, the belief system. I mean, they like how like they are about wasting money anyways. It doesn't matter how
Well,
they
because
waste money.
team
One
purple's
just
not
wastes money
allowed.
this way, and the other guys waste money that way. It's just like, they just have to convince people that wasting money this way is better than wasting money that way. You know what I'm getting at?
And that's the best part. They do.
They do. They
Yeah,
convince
because
people.
Back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
but
And
that's their
people
job.
are
That's
so mesmerized.
they're snake oil salesmen, and they know it. They're very good at what they do.
But
And
you know what though? Snake oil is actually like the good stuff. That's what pisses
Uh-huh.
me off the most about that term.
yeah, they gave snake oil the bad name.
Every,
No.
Yeah.
and every time
Snake
they
oil,
get-
it's
every
the good stuff.
time I was gonna say, and every time they get a person that they don't agree on that gets elected in another country, they just take them out.
Yeah, the
You know?
CIA has got some strong tentacles, but I mean, if you look at Congress and
He's
those
with
people,
Gaddafi.
if you look at those people,
Hey, welcome, Brian.
hey Brian,
Hey there, Patrick.
I'll be real quick, and then Brian, it's all you. There's a
Oh, okay.
there's a congressperson or senator. He's a congressperson named Ken Buck, and he went to Congress with the right intention, and he was there his first year, and he wrote a book telling everybody how effed up the whole thing is. And then he didn't put anything into his campaign. He got elected again. He's still there. Nothing gets done. As much as, and this is going to make you an enemy of mine, maybe Smurfer, but as much as I love Rand Paul, I have not seen one district attorney bring an indictment for Fauci. And I know it's not Rand's fault. He gets to be the guy that presses Fauci, but nothing ever
Of
comes
course
of
not.
it. Yeah. So
Well, no,
Nothing ever will happen.
No,
I mean,
nothing comes
to
with
have any
anything.
kind of to have any kind of expectation that these people are gonna jail each other or indict each other, I think this is kind of I don't know. I think this
but
is
I
a
want
little
it
bit
to
of
be.
a.
I want it to be so much.
I know.
I want there to be.
Everybody
justice.
does. Of course, everybody wants justice, and they're all waiting for justice. But I can say, for now and for the coming future, you will not see the kind of justice that you want, and things are going to have to fall down a little bit and crumble because, like, we're in the midst of a war right now. We're in the midst of inflation. I mean, like, the Great Reset is already, the button has already been pushed. It's just a matter of moving the pieces. Dragging the pieces there, and people are being dragged along, and
It's way
like people are
beyond
like,
that, though. It
What's
really
that?
I
is.
think it is
Uh,
too.
well,
I
It's
think
way
it is.
beyond that.
Yeah.
yeah,
Can I get
yeah.
everybody off for a second? I
Yeah,
want to
of course.
welcome
Yeah.
Brian into the
Oh,
show,
hello.
and I want to
Hey there.
ask Brian if you have anything to say about what we're talking about,
Yeah, well, I've only listened to
or
like
anything
10 or
just
15
say on
minutes.
your
Yeah.
own.
Yeah. So all I heard a little about Korea, and I heard a little about politics, and I heard a little about Trump and the deception of a revolution out there. So
Yeah, you got a little
yeah.
bit of everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is that what you're talking about today?
Yeah, we're mainly talking about the left and the right side, mainly not going. They're not looking out for our best interests. So you have
Oh.
the Democrats and Republicans in the
Yeah.
United States always constantly fighting against each other, and you're choosing one side or another, and
Yeah.
you need to stay in the middle and not choose either side. That's kind of what I've been kind of putting out there, and everybody's kind of putting their own juice on it. You live in another country, so kind of how does it go in your country? Do you guys have a left and right like that, and
Yes.
fighting
Yes.
type like that?
We call it something else here, but it's basically we have a red and a blue block as well, where every party is within those two blocks or under it, and in the end, you have to choose one candidate from each block. So basically, the same system, but a little different. But yeah, the same illusion of choice is what I call it.
Yes, I'm glad you said that. The illusion of choice.
Yeah,
Choosing
that-
between the two that they told us we should choose between, because either one, they win.
And Brian, can you tell everybody what country you live in?
Yeah, I'm in Denmark. I'm in Copenhagen, Denmark, in Scandinavia. So here we had a different system once. I don't know if you had, or if you already always had this system, but the system actually seemed like it worked like 50 years ago in the 70s. We had a system where everybody could have a voice. It's not like that anymore. It's very clouded, and yeah, I see the same beast as you do over there in my country. So we have this illusion of we have power and choice, and we can affect the world we're living in. But I haven't seen any, I haven't seen any progress from that side in like 30 years or something like that I've been awake. So so yeah, we have the same system. I don't think there is an opposition out there. I heard you were talking about that. I do not believe in Rand Paul. I do not believe in a Trump. I do not believe in these characters. I even heard that Putin is now is the opposition of the West. I don't believe in that either. I believe that we are under the veil of a group of people they all sit around the same table. I don't believe there's anybody in opposition that we can see, at least. There might be an opposition, but I think if they are operating from the dark, from.
We're the opposition. We're their opposition.
Yeah. But
mainly,
Nelson Mandela is in the same clubhouse as them.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree totally. I just don't think that
mainly along. Yeah, I just wanted to say mainly along with tonight that I wanted people to know that that don't know. I know most of us do know this, but when you follow the left or the right, not only are you getting yourself going down the same road we've always gone down, we got to stop listening to these newscasts. The news is not your best friend either, and the news will keep you drowned in this fear of food shortages and all this stuff. And now it's the monkey, the MP coming out, and now that's starting to spread everywhere, and they're starting to warn everybody in America now to mask up and social distance and everything. This is getting cartoonish.
Well,
No,
I mean,
they said this like almost 2 years ago.
When that girl got bitten, when the monkeys fell off the thing and they
Out of
were
the
running
truck.
around, remember? Yeah,
they fell off the truck in Los Angeles.
I knew it was
For fuck's
coming
sake.
after that.
Are you
After
kidding
that
me?
happened,
Seriously.
I knew they were
That's a
putting
thing.
it up.
A truck crashed and there were monkeys and they got out of their cages and this nice couple wanted to help and this
That's fucking
woman
sick.
went over there and allegedly got bit and it was a whole big thing.
Of course they do.
Yeah,
wow,
and she-
it reminds me of
she
12
left
Monkeys.
She left the scene.
Yes, thank
yeah,
you.
right.
That's in my
And they
head
even
all
have the
time
same
now.
symbol. They have the same symbols. And
Yeah,
Look
if
at like
you play
Wuhan
games
Labs
that
has the
have
same
fire-
symbol as the what's that damn like zombie movie
Oh, with
or
the
video game? Not
skinny
movie.
chick from
World War.
Resident
Oh.
Evil.
Resident
Resident
Evil,
Evil.
yes,
Resident
the
Evil.
Umbrella Corporation.
the umbrella
It-
corporation.
Yeah,
It's like, how fucking
Yeah.
stupid are you? Let's see how
Well,
stupid you are.
Raccoon City is what do you call it? Like it's if you rearrange Raccoon, it's Corona.
Everything's Corona.
Oh shit! I never thought of that. Oh my god.
Hey, Polar
This
Bear real
is
quick.
so.
Can I ask Polar Bear a question?
Sure, Mike.
The car company that I talked to you about Thursday,
Yeah.
It's called Zenvo. Have you heard of them?
Nope.
So it's a car manufacturer in Denmark.
Is
and
it
they make
a
these-
manufacturer or designer? Because I don't
No,
think
it's
we have
the
any-
manufacturer.
Okay.
And they make
I
their.
don't-
When I was talking to the guy, they make their own carbon fiber. They make their own engines, and these things
Okay.
look like a Ferrari would be jealous of this car.
Hmm. Are they electric?
Nope.
Oh.
He
That's
went to he came to the racetrack and he bought 110 octane fuel for them,
Okay.
which is how I met them, because I was the only one available to pump fuel, because that's what I do. And they shot the commercial at Red Rocks, and then they found out that we sold high octane gas, and they came by, and I was talking to the guy, and he was not from Denmark, though. He had a British accent, which was kind of weird, but he works for the company somehow.
Oh, could it maybe be it's the old company Jensen?
It could be, but it's Zenvo.
Yeah. But
So-
we have a manufacturer called Jensen that is, they basically operate from Denmark, but they build the cars in the UK.
They make the best engines.
Okay,
Jensen
I'll
makes a
check it
great
out.
engine.
I'll look it up.
Anyway,
what I
sorry.
can find on it.
I know that totally derailed you guys on the 12 Monkeys, but I didn't want to forget it.
No,
so
No.
back
No, you're
to
right, though.
the monkey, the MP. I can see them, and this is on YouTube. I'm just searching YouTube for channels to surf into, and I get the news that pops up, and I watched a video. I don't remember who put it out, but they showed a bunch of TV newscasts within that video, and they're all doing that same thing. The MP is here. The MP is coming. Everybody get ready, because it's spreading fast,
Mhm.
and they're warning people to mask up and social distance. I watched this all in a 5-minute video.
was it
and
Jason
I
A?
was like, man, they're really,
Yeah,
no.
and that's how they
Okay.
do it. The propaganda.
Yeah, but they can just do that whenever they want. They have already conditioned people, mask up, line up,
Yeah.
6 feet apart, whatever, and people are conditioned now. And whenever they want to bring it out, they can. It doesn't matter whatever name you want to call it, monkeypox, and then how many variations of monkeypox is there going to be?
Yeah,
how many variants?
I used the word. I don't know what they quail for getting a strike.
That word will get you
nowadays.
screwed, Patrick.
So I use MP just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
What word?
we don't
The
want
MP
this
word is going to get you screwed.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and I will tell you why.
It's medical information.
Thursday night-
That's what
Yeah.
they're gonna call it,
That's
There-
disinfo.
Thursday
no
night,
matter what we say.
I did a stream for a while, and I was speaking with one of the panel guests afterward, like 15 minutes after, maybe 20 minutes afterward, and YouTube sent me a notice that they put my live stream to private
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
in order to not give me a strike. It was totally weird. They
It was a
literally,
warning, yeah.
From
I saw the
our
video.
conversation. From
they
Yeah,
put that they
yeah.
put that
Yeah.
whole live stream to private the same night, maybe 20 minutes after.
Yeah, I couldn't see
Wow.
it. I was trying to hook back later that day, and I couldn't see it. It was.
Yeah, he
turned
didn't
into
do that.
private.
I did.
When
not do
was
that.
this?
Thursday night.
When was this?
Thursday.
Oh wow.
Thursday night.
Yeah, I mean I don't know how many missed medical information strikes I've gotten so far, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know what I can
Yeah.
say anymore on here. So when it comes to anything like the CV-19, I call it CV-19. I call the jab, what you get in the arm.
Okay, got it.
We call it the jab or giggles or whatever.
I like to call it the
we just come up
Jabberwocky.
with different-
Jabberwocky. I like that.
The
Check it out.
Jabberwocky, yeah.
The jibby jabby.
Yeah, so we try not to, it's just we don't know what will get us kicked off.
Yeah, yeah.
And
you
I'm
wanna-
trying my best to
going, yeah.
I want people who haven't seen this or know anything about this come across this video someday and maybe click in their head, hey, these guys are all making sense, you know. And if the video gets taken down for one stupid word we say, that sucks. And there's nothing we can do about it, and it's not your fault.
If you want to share that, Patrick.
Share what?
Oh, if you look in StreamYard, you can share that.
Huh?
I don't see anything.
No, he hasn't
shared
it yet. Oh, I did a screen share. You just have to allow it in the StreamYard.
I didn't even see it.
Interface.
Oh, okay. And then after you're done, we'll let what is
so
this?
It says it's an email I got. It says, "Hi, algorithm. Our team has reviewed your content and we think you may need to make changes to make sure it doesn't violate our spam deceptive practices and scams policy. In the meantime, we've made the following content private. The video Lions, Tigers, and MP Oh My. We haven't applied a strike to your channel, and if you make changes or if you think we made a mistake, you can request to make your content public again. However, there may be some instances where YouTube keeps your content private." What locked as private means. Content locked as private won't appear on your channel or in search results, and it won't be visible to other users. And that email came from that live stream I did on Thursday. Isn't that crazy?
Do you know from what conversation? Is it something that we talked about? I don't remember.
You know,
if we talked about anything.
It doesn't say why. It doesn't say why. It just said that spam and I don't know how a live stream could be spam or a deceptive practice or a scam policy, but that's what the algorithm hit my.
It doesn't matter. They can make up whatever rules they want, and they can say whatever they want.
They clearly shown that, yeah, for sure.
But the thing that I don't get is from that thing, they could have just wiped out my channel instead.
No, they give you a warning because maybe you don't know. Maybe they can get you.
No, that wasn't the tranny one.
So
I
it's
wasn't
just
going to
a
say the
warning.
word.
That's what it is.
Oh, that wasn't just in the. That one was weird too. I mean, it's just.
That was awfully strange.
Yeah.
I was going to say the Tyrannies.
Yes,
the Lebanese.
The Tyrannosaurus. The Tyrannosaurus
I
Rex.
can tell they're doing whatever they possibly have to do to get us all jabbed up, and I believe that's the goal of what.
Of course it is. It's been the goal, and you know what? I think you're going to get to that point where you're really going to have to. Either you're going to be in or you're going to be out. You know, and I'm talking about even your ability to use the internet.
We're out.
You know, like you're gonna, like you're in the wrong region. Well, your phone gets shut off. Oh, we won't be able to pay with this crypto anymore because like everything will be shut off. It'll be like total social. They don't need.
You Glamazon.
No, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna have the crypto system in the future. I mean, that's what they're. You know, that's what I'm talking about. Like when they have the Fed coin come out. And the Amazon, you know, they're gonna have like Google will have their own crypto, Amazon, but it's gonna get all bunched up into one thing eventually, anyway. So there's a little bit of time yet.
Have like a Fed coin. I think Bitcoin's good enough because there's no privacy in Bitcoin. Every transaction.
No, well, the problem with Bitcoin, of course, as you're probably aware, is that there's a limited amount in existence and will be 21 million total, and a lot of it, like maybe about a quarter of it, is like completely lost in junkyards.
There has to be like a real sweat equity behind the mining and the actual like a tangible.
They need a coin that has trillions of them so they can use it as like the dollar.
No, like XRP is a good example. Like I don't know if you guys are familiar with XRP or not, but that's considered like the banker's coin. And they can kind of do like they can print it and they can burn it, but it is still like kind of falls under the blockchain system. accounted for what is like created and what is
they're
burned
working on
off.
the chain gang.
Hello?
Yeah, you're there.
Hello?
Yeah,
Yeah. So like Bitcoin and Litecoin can be like a gold and silver of the currency system, and you will have like a limited amount, but it won't be used as an exchange. It's not a medium of exchange. You know what I'm getting at? It's not going to be used as a It can be backed.
They don't want
You can
to,
back
at
up your.
least. The very least. Like it's illegal in China.
Right. And the funny thing about Bitcoin, 3 wallets own 91% of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go
I
on
don't
the
know about
ledger-
91%.
According to the guy.
91%.
Yeah, according to the
91%.
guy.
3 wallets.
Is
went
it
through
steady
the
though?
ledger. What's that?
I don't know.
Steady 91%? Like, does that seem realistic?
No, it'll fluctuate. No, I'm
That's
sure.
not natural.
No, it's not. But that was the last report I read from a guy who reads through the ledger. He's like 3 wallets own almost all this stuff, and everybody jumping into it. It's not. It's a Ponzi scheme.
Of course it is. Of course
What
it's a Ponzi scheme. No. What is not a Ponzi scheme? The dollar is a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, the world is.
The euro is a Ponzi scheme.
Growing
food, like most.
Yeah.
Growing food, not so much. I mean,
I'm
you
growing food.
can.
I'm growing hella food.
Yeah, that's not a Ponzi scheme per se. I
Right.
mean, like you can grow
I'm not
food and you
selling
can grow more food and you can
You can
continue to
trade
grow more food if you really want. But
I could,
a Ponzi scheme is when you have somebody who's old ends up holding up an empty bag. That's what a Ponzi scheme is. You're always like
top down.
moving that. It's like kicking the can down the road idea. Like
Well, it's funny too. Ponzi scheme is the shape of a pyramid.
you just.
Top down pyramid, yeah.
It's called a pyramid scheme here.
It is a shape of a pyramid.
It is a pyramid.
It's a
Yes.
it's a pyramid scheme. That's what it.
And that's what the whole like
It's no difference.
Gosh. So I think about last year, the end of last year, I was watching a lot of people in India do their predictions for astrology, and they were talking about the bottoms up, like the reversal, the base of the pyramid being flipped, like down, not top down anymore. But I don't know. Like I feel like I can't really ever trust that notion. But that was
I don't
really...
understand what you're talking about. Like the pyramids in Giza. Are you talking about?
No, like
Were there
the
predictions
pyramid
about that?
scheme. Like the
Oh.
man at the top knows
Okay.
everything, and the people at the bottom don't know a damn thing, kind of thing.
Okay.
And so
Yeah.
we're supposed to be entering this
Ah.
age of Aquarius kind of thing, and they don't call it that. Obviously, like the Vedic astrology, they don't go into the age of Aquarius, but they sort of were saying what I would expect for the same thing. What I would expect the same people pushing the age of Aquarius on the old calendar to say.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the pyramid is flipping, it's not top down, it's bottoms up, whatever now. And I don't see that. But then they're like, oh, well, it reminds me of like the Revelation 12 sign 2017 thing. We're not going to see it right away. It's going to be slow.
Yeah.
But it's gonna happen,
Right.
so trust us.
And
Yeah.
you would think the dawning of the age of Aquarius would be really rapid, but no, because we have this like Jupiter influence and all this stuff, and there's so much apologetics.
I recommend everybody to listen to Crow 777. There's a guy by the name of Fortune Germain. He did 5 episodes there. I've forgotten all the numbers. It's like 352, it's like
He's pretty damn
388,
smart.
and then
Yeah,
I've
he's
not-
pretty damn smart.
and one of the so last 3 with this guy, everything that he has said that I have come to either same or similar conclusion to, and I just feel like and then he basically said, so one of the questions was asked, are we entering the age of Aquarius, was one of the questions. I think it was second to the last of his interviews, and he basically said that we have already been in the age of Aquarius. Okay, so this idea of like the pyramid flipping upside down is in a way true, in my opinion, because like we, as in like the humanity, have given our powers away to these. They don't really have any power unless we give it to them, and then more and more people
Yeah.
who say like, no, I'm not giving you any of my attention, any of my spiritual energy, any of this thing, and more people they start to starve. That's why they're so much in, and this kind of goes back to this conversation that we were trying to have about spirituality and why they want to capture our spirits to enslave us, etc. Okay, these are all semantics, but they're very survival because they're parasites. We have to understand that they are relying on us. We don't rely on them, but they want us to think we rely on them, just like the governments do. We don't need the government. The government need us.
Yeah, we are. You know, without us, there is no government. You know,
They need us to fall for
Yep.
them.
you know, it's governmental.
Yeah,
you know,
so-
they're governing our mental side. You know, and if
Right?
if
Yeah,
we
yeah.
are
Control
not-
of our minds. Yeah.
Yeah, and if we are not participating, you know, they are not governmenting anything.
No,
Basically.
no.
They-
And
They need us.
and their
to
tools are
create-
the medias and the propagandists.
Hmm.
Go ahead.
That's the
Entirely.
snake. That's the snake they put out there. It's the snake in the paradise. That's the media. That's the little voice whispering in your ear what you have to do and what you have to think and what you have to eat and dress, and you know, it's everything. Media is not only about control of human, you know, how we should progress as human beings. It's also about your everyday life. Everything is in the media. You know, what to eat and drink and how to sleep, how to do this, how to do everything, basically.
Yeah,
They
for
want
sure.
us to be so dumbed down that we have to be told everything we know at this point, you know.
Well, because we should feel so helpless that we can't figure out a damn thing for ourselves.
That's what they want. Exactly.
And the U.S. government rewrote the Smith-Mundt Act to legalize propaganda during Obama. And I mean, it's Smith-Mundt Modernization
mean-
Act.
Modernization, yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's
what they
very
called it.
clear. When you see it, you know, even under this Kofifi nonsense that's been going on and all these things, you know, they're putting up signs. You know, they have to point the arrows on the street in order for people to know which side of the street to walk on. You know, and,
Yeah.
and they're doing all this shit, and it's like people saying, "Oh shit, I have to walk over here." I made an effort to walk on the wrong side for a long time, you know, just
Yeah.
because
in the
you
grocery
know,
stores and stuff.
it's just
Yeah.
so stupid now.
Well,
you
your
know,
social
and
credit might get like deducted some points if you don't walk properly. You know, like if you take your dog jaywalking, that's like a double deduction. And if it shits and you don't pick it up, you're not going to use your elevator in your apartment building or your bank account for like months. Not gonna
Coming
happen.
soon to a city near you.
yeah, but they don't
and-
want.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing.
I remember when they were laying all the arrows in the store, laying all the arrows, telling people which way to walk down the aisle and stuff, and I'm just like, you gotta be freaking kidding me.
Yeah, it's insane. You know,
I'm going
And
to try
that's-
to get a negative social credit score.
you already have one.
It's not hard.
Believe me.
I got kicked out of my bank. I went in the red.
Oh, you told me that. Yeah.
They're
Listen,
like, you violated
already-
our policies.
we are already flagged. You know, the people like us sitting here talking week out and week in. We are already flagged in a big server over in Langley or Woodlawn or whatever you could want to call it. You know, they've been.
No, but
doing
it doesn't
for a
matter.
long
Like,
time.
okay, they can survey us. I mean, each of our devices here have the ability to, you know, take photos and record us. And even if you take the batteries out and all, you know, there's all kinds of backdoor ways, you know. But the thing is, we still have to be who we are, you know, and we still have to express ourselves and live our lives the way we do. If the SWAT team comes to my door and they're going to do what they're going to do, I'm going to have to do what I'm going to do. That's all. And we have to have that kind of attitude, you know, day in and day out, and knowing the fact, or you go in the fucking woods. Go in the fucking woods and live in the mountains like I am, you know, and good luck trying to come find
You
me.
cannot have cake
No?
and eat it too. You cannot.
cannot.
That's
It
why
does
we're on
not
the
work
list,
that way
because
now.
we're being who we are.
Yeah, but like,
know,
let them
that
put you on
right
the list. I don't think about it. Like, I know that it's
No,
being
I
done,
don't
but
give
I
two
don't give a
shits
Who
about
fuck.
isn't
it.
on that list?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm
I
just
don't care.
saying that these people, we don't have to worry about that at all, you know, because if it's done, it's already done. You know, it's not something that's gonna
We're gonna
happen.
have our
Yeah.
own community,
Agreed.
and it's
Done.
gonna be an
They've
awesome.
been doing
I
that.
don't agree. Sorry.
You don't
Yeah.
agree that?
No, it's fear porn. It's another suggestion. It's to make you afraid that they can do that to you, and they might. You know, people get kidnapped all the time and put in cages like dogs.
Right.
But if enough people recognized what kind of bullshit that is, they're not gonna take it.
Well, okay, look, but here's the thing though. Like, if
That's
you
true.
know
I
anything
have
about
very little
China,
hope in that. I have no hope in that, honestly.
No, you
no,
know,
but I'm saying there's like
but you know it
Pinochet.
could be real.
Yeah, I mean,
Right,
we have
right.
examples in history where like black vans have come to people's doors like in the middle of the night and people disappeared, and the neighbors are like, "Well, we know what happened, and we ain't gonna say shit." And that's for real. You know, it may
There's
or may
like
not
1,000
happen
a
to
day
you.
in
But
China.
I'm saying it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is it doesn't matter. You know, whether it's implied or not. Like, you just don't have to care about it. Like, you just live your life. You know, like we
Agreed.
know,
Yeah.
quote unquote, we know that they're surveying us, and then maybe we might even feel like we are somehow worthy in some ways. You know, like it doesn't matter. Like, just like, don't give a fuck about it. You know,
Yeah.
and
Right.
once it starts to happen, well, you know what? I guess that's the red pill that we're gonna have to swallow. I mean, that's the hard truth of this reality that we're gonna have to accept, because we know that it has happened. You look at those Falun Gong practitioners of China. You know, those people were sent to concentration camps,
Uh-huh.
and their organs are harvested while they're alive. And
Right.
you know, I mean, that shit is going on right now.
It
You know what I mean?
still is. Do you have like? There's so many people enduring that right now.
Yes, like millions.
Literally.
Yes,
So that
literally,
tells-
literally millions.
tells- That tells me to be grateful for every moment that I'm not experiencing that,
Absolutely.
and
Yes.
grateful for the time I get to talk to Patrick on his channel.
That's cute.
Yeah.
That's cute
I
as
get to
fuck.
talk to
Sure.
Brian,
Yeah.
Smurfer, you. I get to have a meal that's not uninterrupted by somebody taking my organs out of me while I'm still alive. I mean, it does give me a sense of gratitude, and I feel like shit that the realm is this way. But I know as one man, there's not anything I can much do about it.
No.
That's fucking
No,
bullshit, though.
not at
God,
all.
I wish you would stop saying that shit. No, stop saying that stupid shit.
Wait, the other guys agree with me.
You say that. That's sort of like your that's like your end point to shit. Like every time. Well, nothing I can do
No,
about
but
it.
like,
Just stop.
well, here's the thing. Like, but there's something that you can do about it, and something that's like we cannot do about it. How about we put it that way? Because there's nothing I can do to change the external world per se, but my attitude, I can change. I can be like, you know, salty about it. I can be bitter about shit. But like,
Right.
if literally a Black Hawk helicopter came and descended upon me with like SEAL Team 6, I ain't gonna do any kung fu shit on them. Okay,
You're fucked.
I'm fucked. I am gonna be fucked. If I'll be lucky if I can chop a limb off, a limb. If
SEAL
that
Team
I
6
can do
has to
that,
descend
then
upon
I'm
you,
happy.
Then you're really they're scared.
Well, okay, so real quick, Danny, since you called me out on that, I misphrase it every time I say it.
Of course you do.
I do. I literally misphrase it every time. I try every day to be the best version of me. I try to raise awareness, help people, whatever I can do.
What do you do to raise awareness and help people?
Well, I kind of have a channel, and if I'm in the supermarket and the old lady can't get the top shelf, I get the box for her, and she
So
says,
you
"Thank
stand
you."
on the step stool and reach the
No,
high
I can
places?
reach the
That's
top shelf.
changing the world now.
No, I'm not here to change the world.
Is that what we're doing?
I'm not here to change the world. I can't change the world.
You can't.
I refuse to change the world.
I'm humble enough to know that I can. And
Brian, that's what I was taught.
what's that, Brian?
I said I refuse to change the world. I
don't
might
know.
be able to,
For
but I
me
don't believe
personally,
it's up to me to do so. You know.
The world doesn't
Be
need
the
changing.
change you want to see in the world.
The world
when
doesn't
you
need changing.
talk about
I can change my world
you-
and the
Imagine
people
all the
in my
people
world. You know, that's what I'm
holding
gonna do.
hands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can. And that's what I think we try to do when we come on these places and talk to each other.
Hmm.
I think. I could be wrong.
No, that's what it's totally about. You know, I once was in a state that I want to save the whole world. It's not many years ago. It's a couple of years ago. You know, was still out there preaching and trying to wake people up, and you know, but I'm not in that state no more. Now I am focused on using all my energy for myself and the people around me. You know, those who want something from me can get it. Those who think I'm an idiot and don't want to listen to me, they can fuck off. Basically, that's where I'm
Yeah.
at. You know. So instead of using all my energy on people I will never convince of anything anyway, I'm preserving all my energy to the people I can do something about. And
Pearls
yeah,
before the swine.
Right,
yeah.
exactly. You
I
cannot
hate to
cast
say
your
it, but
pearls before
the
the
rest of the
swine.
world can burn for all I care. I don't give a shit.
Exactly, but you do have pearls to cast. And
Yeah.
that's what pisses me off. That people get stuck at that moment of, I'm not casting my pearls before the swine, but I'm not casting my pearls anywhere. What are your pearls? What
Oh,
are
you
you
don't-
casting? Not a fucking thing.
I am
No,
instead of casting
Not you. I'm
pearls,
speaking rhetorically.
Okay.
I'm being rhetorical, not
Yeah.
you specifically.
instead of
All right.
casting my pearls for the pigs, you know, I'm creating diamonds and giving it to very few people.
Yes, you
I
are.
do
And I
believe-
appreciate that you
I
gave me a
do-
diamond.
I'm gonna say no.
Diamonds
what
are forever.
I believe
Girl's
that
best
According
friend.
to the years. Go ahead, Patrick. I'm sorry.
that we are in some sort of learning. Well, I don't care what you call it, game or a soul game or whatever. We're here to learn, and each one of us has something different to learn. Whether there's different things in our lives that we have to go through, whether it be suffering or whatever, to further our soul. I truly believe that if they came knocking on my door and wanted to come take me and lock me up somewhere and cut my head off later or whatever, that I'm truly protected by Christ. And I do have a little fear of the next realm, but I'm working on that, and I have very little fear. I'm to the point where I am ready to go. So if they want to take me out before my natural life moves, takes me out to move on, then so be it. That's something that I needed to learn, I guess, how to deal with people that want to kill you. I don't know. I just feel that this whole place is like a movie script. Everybody's got their own roles. Everybody's got their own shit they got to learn. People are on different paths, and that's mainly what I believe.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I think it's important to kind of cultivate a sense of attitude, kind of a sense of oneself. Like, we don't know when we're going to go. I mentioned this to Algo and Danny before when we were having a talk. We don't know. It's not really up to us unless, obviously, unless you commit suicide or whatever. But like, besides that, if you want to continue to live, you don't know how it's going to happen. It could be an accident. It could be something else. A meteor could come down and hit you, whatever. It doesn't matter. But it's the moment at that moment when you go, I think that the quality of thought, the quality of your attitude or thinking that you have at that moment, that's very important. That's why it's very important to, at least for like, just every day I try to meditate. Every day I try to pray. Every day I try to moments and think about like what I will do. And then if I practice that, like, my whole day, every day, day in and day out, that moment won't be any different from right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's understandable or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so. I think we all, as individuals, need to walk our own path. I don't think my path is right for any of you guys, and vice versa. I think everybody has to create their own path and what to believe. I do not believe that any human beings should follow other human beings. I believe we are all unique, and we should embrace that shit.
Totally agree.
Yeah. So yeah, every day you need to work out who you are, what you want, and to be as Mike says, the best version of yourself. If you strive for that every day, just try to be a little better than you were yesterday, and don't repeat the mistakes you've been making the rest of the year. You're becoming a better man and a better person. So that's what.
Yeah, I agree.
That's like,
But
that's like I also.
But I think it's good to be inspired.
We all live
Of course,
I think
of
we
course,
all
we
also
do
live
that,
in our
yeah.
own realities. Nobody can. CV never made my reality, so I was been totally protected from CV-19 this whole time. So
Me too.
the MP, when the MP comes around, it's not going to hit my reality either because I'm not fearing it. I don't fear it.
Right.
Yeah, you've already looked on the other side of that veil. You have already looked behind it. You know what's coming now. You just have to see the words in the writing. And you know what's coming. But we have to realize that there are a lot of people out there who has not seen. They're not stuck their head behind that veil. And for them it is reality. And there's no way you will ever. You will never be able to fight that propaganda machine that's going on. I think the show is done on these disease things, because they have already convinced you of a contagious, scheme. Basically, it started way back with the germ theory. It's already done. It's done science. Everybody think it's settled science for and it doesn't matter what they're gonna call the next one or the next one or the next one. People are still gonna buy it like lap dogs because, well, they can't grasp that the world would lie to them and the world is not there for their benefits. That they're just drones.
And we saw it. We witnessed it.
Yeah, if you were
they're
able
even
to
not
wake up-
even allowing people on. They're starting to come out with a law. They're trying to pass a law not to allow people that haven't gotten the jab on airplanes. So I mean, but that's not my reality. So I just kind of see outside the bubble of what's going on, and I could probably get on an airplane, and because I don't fear.
It's not your reality until you want to take a plane somewhere.
yeah. And when I reach that point,
it's
and
not.
I have problems getting on a plane, then I just don't fly.
Which we inevitably will. No, but there's a difference. There's a difference between sticking our head in the sand and say, okay, this is my reality bubble, while in fact there is a runaway train going on here. There's a dumpster fire going on in the world. We know it. I mean, like, we can see it as clear as day, and that's part of the reason why I think it's important for people to be aware and spread information as much as possible. But we know what's coming down the pike, don't we? I mean, they are trying to push this regulation.
Streams, but nobody wants to listen.
Well, I mean,
been screaming this shit for 2 years and nobody listens.
So what are you expecting? Like hundreds of followers or thousands of followers? Like what are you expecting?
No, I just want people to frickin' listen to what we have to say. And,
there are some.
and trust.
Some of us are here. We're sharing information, but I don't have any expectation that 99% of the people are going to follow through. I don't care about that.
I think we're at a point where we need to understand, if people were able to see the nonsense they are about to experience,
They
they
would
would
see
have
it.
done it by now,
Yep.
The nonsense have become so stupid over the last 2 years, that everybody with a logical mind should see through that deception they're in.
Yeah, that's
And
what we see as logical. That's what we would expect of
no,
people.
no, it's pretty damn obvious now.
It
I
is
think
really fucking obvious. You're right. But there are people among us that want to do the whole like social justice warrior sort of thing. And
Yeah.
they're not seeing, I mean, they're seeing shit, but they're seeing it, it's going to get me clicks on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And they're wrecking people.
But even amongst us, we're going to have disagreements about like when's going to happen or how it's going to happen or if it's going to happen, this kind of stuff. And I'm here to say that it's going to happen. It will happen. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. We cannot change. We're not going to change 95% of the people in the world who is already convinced. If they were going to wake up to something, like especially the CV, they would have done it already like 2 years ago. When it was already happening like the rest of us. And a few people may trickle down in the line, but most everybody.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like for some people faster or later, but like, you're not going to have a sudden like shift in like human consciousness where everybody's like, oh, yes. Oh, we understand that virus never existed. Oh, we understand the Earth is flat. Oh, yes, NASA has been lying. The government's been lying to us. Oh, real. Like, it's not going to happen. So what's the other shoe that's going to fall based on that understanding is that actually there is a direction this track is heading towards, and I'm telling you that it's not good. And I'm not trying to be a fear porn or whatever. Like you live the life that you live, but get ready for that. And don't be surprised when it happens. That's what I'm getting.
There's definitely an intended direction. Yeah,
that's my message. That's part of the reason why I'm here.
I don't think anything's inevitable. I think there are variables that we have yet.
No, we work with probabilities.
No, I agree, but I think there are possibilities that, not possibilities, there are experiences people can have that can change the trajectory. I haven't seen it happen in history yet.
Based. It's understanding based.
Well, fair enough, understanding based, but I haven't seen it happen yet in history. But we could be the first generation to actually make that happen.
No, it happens all the time.
I think we're creating our own reality, really. The reality we're living in now, we have created by seeing behind the deception. Look back at any deception you've been told in the past 50 years. Before you saw it, before you saw the deception, it seemed real.
I'm glad you said that, Brian.
And the moment you realize that it's a deception, you see the fakery everywhere. Let's take chemtrails for an example.
So
before you were aware of those, you didn't even realize that they were there. But all of a sudden, when you realize that they're spraying shit up there, you see it everywhere.
Every day.
Every day, all the time. And I think there's a lot of that going on, and sometimes we forget that we were in the darks once upon a time too. Everybody was.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the same as a pregnant woman seeing other pregnant
No, I don't
women
disagree
all
with
day
that.
long.
Yeah. Or you buy
agree
a
with
new
you,
Ford
Blaine.
Focus. Everybody's driving a Ford Focus.
But I'm not. I don't think you guys are picking up what I'm putting down, though. I think because like based on what you're saying, Brian, which I don't disagree with, which is fine. Like we are at a different layers or levels of consciousness, and we were all babies. And saying like everybody was a baby once, it's definitely true. I don't disagree with that. I was a baby. You were a baby. Everybody was a fucking baby. Okay.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that there's a point where you have to come to some terms with quote unquote reality. Yes, okay, nothing's written on stone, and you say, well, maybe it's possible that some miraculous thing happens, and everybody. Well, when that happens, great. I'm glad for it. But you know what? Before that happens, I want to fucking prepare for the worst, and I want everybody else to prepare for the worst. Prepare for the worst. Expect the best, or whatever, but prepare for.
Yeah, I get it.
That's what I'm saying.
and I just sometimes we forget that we had like 20, 30 years of waking up, and sometimes we expect people to wake up in a heartbeat when we're dropping the bomb on them, and
Yeah.
sometimes we have to realize that we have gotten this knowledge, we have gotten this awareness, we have been looking through all the veils over 20 years. And sometimes
Yeah.
when we're having conversations with people out there, we expect them to see it in 2 days, and
Yeah.
of course a human mind can't cope with that. You can't just
No.
rip the reality apart right in front of them, so
And we don't
Yeah,
have
yeah.
20 years. We don't have 10 years. We don't even have 5 years. I'm telling you, we don't even have 5 years. We don't. We do not.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm
and
saying,
that may be sort of like you were saying, Brian. That may, I didn't even think of that. It could be some sort of protection also that they have over them from waking up. I mean, since they haven't woke up yet, and we're trying to wake them up, and it would be a fucking shock. Yes, it would be a real reality shock, and it would probably mess their minds up to the point where, damage could occur. Honestly,
Yeah.
to be to this point. So yeah, no, I totally understand that, but it's in me to try, and I know I need to stop it. I mean, I'm not out there every day
That's
like
what
I
David
used to.
Wilcox says, Patrick.
What?
The rainbow cloud.
Did you say
of ascension
Wilcock or
was-
Wilcox?
Wilcock?
Okay.
Yeah, that's his name.
Well, is
That's
it
a Mandela
Wilcox?
effect for me. It used to be
David
Wilcox, COX, before, but it changed to COCK, like a cock.
Oh
now.
no, it's still COX,
Wilcox.
No,
but he pronounced it
it's
Wilcox.
still
Oh, I'm thinking Graham Hancock.
Graham Hancock.
Oh.
Okay, well, this is a
That's
different
different.
person.
Hancock and Wilcox. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so who am I supposed?
Well,
said it? Say-
David Wilcox. No, I don't.
I'm Hancock.
Is it Wilcox?
Who's on first?
I don't know that I want to say Wilcox. David Wilcox. And Corey Good. Either way,
no,
Corey
no,
Good's involved.
Wilcox.
We can agree on that, right? And
I don't
my
know.
cousin
Yeah, Corey. Okay.
Eisenhower.
So what are you saying?
So what
What
they
did
talk about
I
is,
say?
this rainbow cloud of ascension. Someday we're all just like sitting on the edges of our seat, holding our breath, right, for this rainbow cloud of ascension to move through. And we have all of these, little spaceships out in space, like holding back this rainbow cloud of things, so we don't ascend too quickly because, the collective humanity, they're just not ready for it yet. But eventually they can't hold it back too
She just cut
much
out.
because it's going to blip through because it's so strong, right? They
And
can only do so much, right? So when it finally blips through, all of these little spaceshipy thingies, they're going to take all the Christians up in the sky and because they're not prepared. Because Christians, what they're going to do is they're going to hold back all of humanity and keep them from ascending. So they have to go up in the spaceships. That's the fucking message.
And the Dragon family is the one who's going to actually save everybody.
Oh, the Dragon family. Oh, for fuck's sake.
So,
That's why, Trump gets to
they
go to the
believe-
Forbidden
they
City
believe
all of a sudden, like nobody ever.
What's that, Patrick?
So they believe aliens are gonna save everybody?
No, they say that.
That's
they
their
don't
belief?
necessarily believe it.
No, the aliens are sort of
They
like
say it.
photographers in the wild, not interfering with animals. They want to take pictures of
Yeah,
them, but they
okay.
don't want to like influence them too much. And that's what the aliens are doing to us. They're like watching us, but they can't influence us.
We're
at
like a
all.
reality show.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
their fucking message, and people are eating this shit up.
And
They,
have-
they,
That,
Like they-
that's the same as
Greenwich.
that's the same as believing in Q.
yeah.
Let's
they-
talk Q now. Go ahead.
Hey guys, so I got to get going.
Welcome,
They
Vaughn.
believe in a
Talk
race.
to you
care,
guys
buddy.
later. I got some.
Hey, make a
you
channel. Make a
Yep.
channel, Nachiketa.
All right.
All right.
You got a lot
Take
to
care.
say,
and,
buddy.
yeah. Make
Good
a
talk,
channel.
everyone.
Make a channel.
Bye.
Later.
Yeah, bye bye.
Yeah. Take care. Okay, Voynich, you're up.
Hey there, boy.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey,
Yeah,
looking good,
it's crazy to think about aliens, I mean, looking at us like we are a bunch of apes, and they're the Jane Goodalls. It's like, yeah, that's just silly. That's just silly. I don't even know how to react.
No.
To that, you know, it's like it's
Yeah,
like
I thought they.
it's like they can only portray the things that if there would be such a thing as aliens, it would be very likely that we were not aware of it, and that they are influencing us, not so much looking at us because we are so holy and we need to be protected. But yeah,
But what is
uh,
aliens? If you listen to the words, it's just strangers of this place.
yeah,
It's
exactly. Yeah,
it could be. Well, what is that? That could be anything. So yeah. I have to have a little more clarity of what they mean when they say aliens before I can have that conversation. Because
No.
but it's usually the ones that hide. They're not so
yeah,
much aliens, but they're hidden more.
yeah.
Yeah,
Occulted.
yeah.
Aliens is such a big word. It's just like, yeah. I can't even express it.
E.T. phone home.
Yeah, but it's like
This
there are literally billions of different use of what the word alien means.
Yeah,
Every
for sure.
person have a different opinion on what an alien is.
That's why this
Somebody,
whole place is just one giant mind virus. The whole place is just
yeah,
one giant
Yeah,
mind exercise.
they've lied to us since we were born. So it's like trying to train ourselves not to believe anything they told us. And it's like, what the fuck do you can only believe in yourself. You know, you have to work
Yeah,
on
and I
yourself. That's what it comes down.
dude, I only do that half the time.
Well, it's better to
Work
know
on
yourself.
yourself to become a better person.
No, I mean, when
Yeah.
you say believe in yourself, I only do that half the time because the other half of this shit was something somebody told me that I sucked into, and I haven't sorted it out yet.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we've all been down that road a few times, maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
Believing in shit that.
Yeah, and
But
we still get sucked in. I still get sucked in things
oh
that I
yeah,
normally wouldn't
definitely.
believe in. They still get me sometimes where I have to I have to stop and I said, wait a minute. Good one. You almost got me again.
That's
And I
right.
have to walk
Is
the
it
other
me?
way.
Yeah. Is it
I
me or
still,
is it my
Yeah.
thought?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
They're still
Yeah, that's why
able
I
to.
believe you always got to turn into yourself
Yeah, yeah.
and talk with
But
yourself.
you're still influenced. No matter how much you think it's your own thoughts, they are still influenced by outside. You have to constantly monitor what you're thinking and believing in, in order to be on
Yeah.
top of the game. It's really it's a hard job these days because deception is everywhere.
And I believe it's helped me a great deal to have people that I can see in different areas of the world, um, that I am putting my trust in, that they uh, actually 99% of you all come here all the time. You have the same beliefs in everything that's been happening the last 6 years to us. You know, we're on the same path. Somehow we are all on the same path. We're all connected in a way, I believe.
Yeah. It's about asking questions. We are still asking critical questions. We have the rest of the people out there don't want to have questions. They don't want to have their questions answered. We are
Well,
stopping and we are thinking. We're saying, "Hey, wait a minute. What if?"
yeah,
And
but Polar Bear, why
Mhm.
would they? Why would they want that?
well, I think it's
It's brutal.
It should be an urge of every human being. We
It's
have been explorers. We have been adventurers for all we can remember.
it's what
And
has been they with this culture that we have been living in. They have desensitized that
Yeah.
urge in us, or just, well, not desensitized it. Yeah, in a way, with the movies, they've desensitized it, and they've not stimulated it. You know, you're not stimulated to go out on your own and do risky shit. You know,
Totally.
That's
No,
it.
no, no. I
especially
agree.
especially
Yeah.
these days. You know, a few years ago, I watched a father standing from the ground telling his son how to climb a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. I
Yeah,
was there
it's-
with my friends. I looked at it.
No.
I said, "Guys, this is what the world has become: a father telling his son how to climb the tree, really, and saying, "Oh, be careful. Oh, now you have to catch that branch, yeah, and pull yourself up." It's like I was standing there. I was feeling ashamed. I was like,
Yeah.
really,
You're not
dude,
even a man.
just get in there or let him go, but don't stand beneath there and shout at him what he needs to do. That's not how
What you
climbing,
need to do as a parent
tree
is to
climbing works.
climb first. You know, you always lead by example, especially if it's your own kids. You know,
Yeah.
so if you want to show your kid
And-
how to climb a tree, you fucking climb that tree and let him follow. You know, that it's that simple.
Yeah.
You know?
And I tell you,
and you're right.
I've been thinking a lot. I've been in training. We all have been in training since I've been very young to go through what we're about to go through, and this is one of the things that I have done in my life. And it may not seem like a big thing, but we have, like in all countries, you have your sports, and we have our sports here, and football is a big thing here in America. And when you wear the opposite jersey in another stadium, they're all booing you, they're all looking at you with hate because you have that other team's jersey on and you're not in your home stadium. And I reveled on that kind of interaction. Like, yes, I support this team, and I'm going to walk right into the lion's den knowing everybody around me that's going to hate me, with only a few of my teammates in this crowd. And when I look at it, it's brought me to brought me up to, for instance, in the future, we may have this CV-19 boom jab everybody has to have, or you lose your internet, or you lose going to places, and you're
Patrick,
being
that's fucking fear
looked
porn.
down of.
Where are you getting
Listen,
that shit from?
Okay, it may be fear porn. It may be
You want to see an
but
even
it's-
bigger mind fuck?
Should we be
Patrick-
saying these things though? Should we be saying these things?
No, we shouldn't.
Listen, Patrick.
Well, if you're looking at spell casting, no, we shouldn't.
You're spellcasting by saying that. So let's not be like that.
apologize. Okay, tell us how we should.
They
Listen.
want us to do. They want this to happen to us. They want us to believe this.
Right,
They
but
want- they
I'm not
wish
here
we
just to
believed this.
talk. I'm not here just to talk to you, Smurf girl. I'm here to educate people that come along.
But
that
you're
aren't
educating
this
people based
far.
on something that made you afraid.
Okay, but can I ask you a question then, Danny? Like, what would
I'm
be
not
the way-
afraid of it. I'm not afraid of it
What
at
would be
all.
the way to discuss it? Like, there is also a way to discuss that issue by not directly appointing it or addressing it. So you can
So
also
not discussing it. Like I just
Yeah,
said,
but-
don't say it.
yeah. So but then you can mention the concept and talk about the solution, right? Rather than giving all the names and the numbers of the issue that you're dealing with.
You mean give credence and energy to the suggestion that we're supposed to be afraid of?
No, that's not what I'm saying. No.
If you have a high enough altitude Voynich, you could look at it and say, if I bring my energy into a place that doesn't want my energy, and they throw me a ton of negative energy, I'm getting the energy I want out of that.
Yeah, that's
And-
better
and
way-
that's-
I mean, that's why people are so fucking mesmerized. They're
Right.
hypnotized by what makes them afraid. And
Yes.
none of it ever happens. It's always fake. But they
You wanna have-
believe
Listen,
it
if you
could
want
be
to have
real.
fun, if you want to have fun, Patrick, you go to the stadium next time with the shirt where you have the home team on the front and the away
No.
team on the back.
There you go.
You belong nowhere,
Th-
right?
This was,
Everybody is.
guys, this was years ago. I'm saying
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't do that shit now. This was years ago. This is way before 2016, before I woke up to all this shit. This is before I started looking into truth around 2008. I
Well,
mean,
then
this
present
is when I
context.
was deep. Well,
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry.
didn't know that. I thought
I'm
it
sorry. I
was.
thought y'all knew I was
thought it was
further
recent.
than that.
No, I
Yeah.
know
I
you're
mean,
I
you
further
guys
than
didn't
that.
know
know
you
you
are.
do not know me.
years ago.
No, we're losing our wrenches, but no, I knew that about you, but it didn't sound like it was.
I'm gonna take your fucking wrenches away again.
I know,
if you
it's
don't
fine.
fucking
It's
knowledge that you know.
What's a wrench? I mean, what the fuck is that? What does
Okay,
that mean?
so Smurfer girl, how would you like? How should we discuss this? You
Dude,
say
she's a
stay
tough
off
one.
the topic.
Discuss
So-
what?
So what?
Discuss what they want us to be afraid of?
Just
Perpetuate what they want
No,
to seed in
discuss-
our minds? They started seeding the SP, not the MP. They called it the SP a year and a half ago, and I'm
And
like
you were on
shouting
it.
it from
She
the
was on
fucking
it.
rooftops. I got like people in my own family like not talking to me anymore. Like Flat Earth was bad enough, right? Flat Earth is what the fuck ever. It's a fucking psyop. Not saying it's round, but or sphere,
SP.
but it's still a psyop.
SP? What's SP?
It's whatever. But when
Opposite
you
of
go and
big,
talk about
opposite of-
something like
wait,
take care of your own
opposite-
health, people are like,
Opposite of big.
no,
What's
the,
the opposite
the
of
good
big, Patrick?
doctor. What?
Patrick, what's the opposite of big? Patrick.
Oh,
Small.
Okay, there you go. There's the first word for the SP.
and then
What
like
did he
the
say?
P word Einzelnis.
So
Not
when
the
Danny,
chicken pox.
yeah, when
Okay.
Danny said SP, not the chicken pox, but the opposite of big pox.
And it's not the
Yeah.
M.
Gotcha.
Oh, I
P.
thought it was SP small penis.
Right.
I thought it was like another.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
They were calling it SP,
I'm on track.
not MP. They started
Mhm.
bringing that into the consciousness of the public
Hmm.
almost 2 years ago, and it was so fucking obvious to me anyway. And
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought it should have been to everybody.
It wasn't to everybody.
Why though? Why?
They can't see it.
They're pulling it now. It's they're
I
doing
know they're pulling it. They're
exactly
pulling
what
it off.
they
I know.
said they were gonna do.
And you
They always
literally
do that.
did call it a year and a half ago from.
And
Yeah.
who listened to me?
Well, I did, but
I heard you, but I
But
didn't
what-
listen.
What's the difference? What's the difference of
But
you
I don't.
talking about
I don't
what
give a
you're
shit if
talking
it
about
like
right
it's
now?
not me. I didn't invent the thing. I just observed it. Whatever. That's whatever.
What's the difference of you talking about what you're talking about right now and what I was talking about?
What I'm saying is they've
for it.
been seeding this in our minds for that long. Well, since
Right.
the 60s, at least that I heard, direct stories like from my parents.
Mhm.
They have made people afraid of this for that long. It's just like the bubonic plague. Oh gosh, you're getting
Yeah,
you're
right.
the fleas on the rats. No, it's you're burning coal in these tight knit. You're putting it in people's houses and burning it, and they're getting mercury vapor poisoning, which mercury is not toxic, by the way. Thank you, but the vapor poisoning, and it's the same shit, the same thing. The masses are being poisoned, and they will never face that
Hmm.
because the good doctor is going to fix you, because it only takes not even 2 generations to completely wipe the brains of people of every recollection of something positive. So now we have terms like snake oil, and that's a fucking YouTube policy. No snake oil shit in YouTube. That's not allowed.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
home
That's an
remedies
actual
is now
YouTube
snake oil.
policy. It's
Yeah.
in their terms.
Oh wow,
No snake oil. No. It's
Oh
really hard
my
to say the word oil
you can't.
when you're a northern and southern. It is. It's awful.
Oil.
difficult.
Yeah,
Oil.
yeah, and who knows what
oil.
we're not even seeing. Remember in the
And I-
80s when they told us Russia wasn't getting there it was like a blackout, like kind of like China. They don't get
We get no
fed.
news out of Russia. Oh, sorry.
Right. And I feel like, I mean, obviously we all know that every country gets some of that, where we're
Yeah.
being blocked of some news. And, you know, I mean,
You're right. I
is
think
what
we're
it
being
is,
blocked more than
We're
anybody.
being blocked in our own damn country,
Way,
let alone
way
from
more.
the rest of the place. Yeah, for sure.
right.
Yep. And they
I
do
think
it.
the stuff
ahead.
about North Korea,
This is
is-
complete bullshit.
0%.
I agree.
It's all.
I haven't heard any. What about North Korea? What's going
You
on?
haven't heard anything about North Korea because they're not falling for it.
No,
Yeah, I
but
haven't even heard.
a month ago, they said they started their program.
They said
Yeah.
that.
hmm
Yeah. The news said that.
Yeah, the news said that. So whatever.
Exactly. Our news said
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh.
It's so weird. The whole fucking place is crazy.
I mean, have you ever been there?
Nope.
I haven't.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure it exists.
Oh, it does.
I would think it does.
I know people who have been there. but-
Okay.
So it exists.
What's that basketball player? He's been there. Dennis
Oh,
Rodman.
But it's pretty hard to get there.
He's a credible
from my
source.
understanding. You know, you just can't
Yeah.
just buy a ticket and go there. You have to have a specific reason to get there. So
Yeah, Zen
I've been
when
trying
Wake
to
the
get like
dog.
some
that
travel
was a
plans
good
to
film.
Mongolia for a few weeks, and
Ah.
apparently they're in a little bit of a political upheaval. I wasn't joking. Why are you
No,
laughing?
it was funny
been
because
I've been trying to go to Fiji.
the way you said it.
Wasn't that where Truman was trying to go on the Truman Show, Fiji?
yeah,
Or
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like
Is
that?
it?
That's
Yeah.
where he said he was going to go,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
he hit the wall.
basically he just wanted out. He just wanted to go there and see what happened if he wanted, you know, if he says he's gonna go to Fiji and
And then his-
everything.
Boat hit the firmament, and he got out and walked up the stairs.
Yeah.
And he's turning around and looking like, "You motherfuckers!"
Yeah.
And then he
Yeah,
goes up the little white stairs.
My
and
whole
he
life
gets
I
out.
spent. That's how I feel sometimes. Like this is like a movie, or like somebody's watching me throughout my whole life, and it's just not a
Always.
fucking big joke.
That's why simulation theory rings with people. Not
Yeah,
saying
that-
it's
I think
Because
that's
there's
just a
so-
cop out. That's just a cop out.
So many synchronicities. There's so many synchronicities that something. It's just when we get out of this, however we get out of this, when we go to the next realm or wherever we're going, which I truly believe we go somewhere, and we're gonna laugh back. We're gonna laugh because we're gonna say that was so simple. How the fuck did I think I was really into that shit?
What are you
And
trying to get
I
out
just
of?
know it's gonna.
Unless you go to the light, Patrick. If you
I'm
go to the
trying to
light,
get
you
out of
probably come
this world.
right back.
Like,
Yeah,
come
that's
Lord
what I
Jesus,
heard.
hurry up,
Who knows?
like that, or
Yeah,
No. Oh yeah.
I believe we all are Jesus Christ rising. We all have Christ in us, and we're all rising.
then we don't need come Lord Jesus because we already have Jesus.
We are all Christ.
So we're not escaping.
I think that's what Christ showed us when he came down. He's God. He showed us how to get out of here.
Well, and didn't they quote him as saying, "All these things I can do, you can do, and more,
More. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
more."
Mhm.
Maybe
so
we're
he
lazy,
was showing
or
you that you,
maybe we're lazy, or maybe we're dumb, or maybe it's just
or
me.
maybe we're just excessively agreeable.
Or maybe
I think
Yeah,
it's
no,
getting kind of
but-
late. I'm getting ready to end the stream. It's
Or
been
maybe
3
if
hours.
we became like
so
Christ,
I got
we're gonna be hung. You know, maybe that's
And we're afraid to be hung.
yeah.
Could be.
I thought we got
Oh.
a guillotine.
That's what they said.
I'll give you a guillotine.
The guillotine would be the quickest. I mean, shit.
Did you guys remember the old Alex Jones show when they were showing all them guillotines being moved years ago?
On the trains.
Did you guys see that?
Of course.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Whatever came of that.
Yeah.
Nothing.
In all them coffins. Yeah, all them coffins. Remember how they found all
The
them
black
coffin
ones stacked
liners
for
where-
yeah.
Yeah, where it could fit like 4
Nothing ever came of
bodies.
that either.
Yeah. All right. That's
Yeah, all those
because
plastic
we
coffins.
make our own reality and we're winners.
Hey, Patrick.
I wish I could get rid of this pain, though. I'm telling you, I don't know.
I
I'm
know.
working
I
on
wish
it.
you could too.
I know
wish
it's
you
all.
could, too.
I gotta get it out of my mind. What?
Hey, Patrick. Thank you
What?
for having a stream, and thank you for having me on.
Yeah, thank you, Patrick.
Yeah, you're welcome. I thanks a lot, Brian, for coming in. I appreciate
No,
you being
actually,
here.
I wanted to
And-
do that for a long time, you know. So now I'm here. Yeah, it was good to see you. So yeah, if I have the time on other places, yeah, and the time of the week, I'll join in. You know, at some
Awesome.
point, I want you to school me on the Mandela effect because I'm still green in that area. So
I
yeah.
sure will.
So
Hey, Brian,
Mhm.
say uncle.
Uncle,
That was okay.
I know, I get it.
You didn't even have to twist his arm or anything.
Oh gosh.
You know,
We're gonna
back,
have so much
back in
fun
the
when
day
he
when
gets
you're,
here.
I hope you guys videotape every moment.
I
that
hope
they-
at least he lets me Indian wrestle him. Then I might have a little bit of a chance.
He's pretty damn tall.
Oh,
Who?
that doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're pretty damn tall, and yeah. Anyway,
Who-
I
who's
hope you
tall?
I
guys.
can't wait to-
You're tall.
I hope somebody's
tall.
going to be videotaping them.
I hope you guys record your time at the range and your time hanging out, and you post it because I think that's a friendship from the get go.
He needs to go Google Indian wrestling though.
Yeah,
I know how
I
to
think a lot
Indian
of us
wrestle.
would love to see.
It doesn't matter how
A lot of
powerful
us-
your little thighs are. His legs are 3 times longer, and you're probably gonna lose. Just saying.
Nice. Don't
I
project
think
that.
a lot of us would love to see that your guys' video when you guys are all meeting up. I mean, I wish I
Yeah.
could be there, and I just can't.
I'm
But,
gonna bring my
yeah.
camera everywhere, so I'm gonna bring my GoPro and I'm gonna put everything I do in the States, basically,
Nice.
and you know,
Awesome, awesome.
yeah, because
A video log.
That would
Yeah,
be
it's not only for you guys. That is something I want to save, you know, for eternity, you know.
And for your children.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
That-
Because they
awesome.
can't make it this time.
I can't wait till
Yeah.
you see the cowboy hat I got you.
Oh shit! I'm gonna wear that shit. I'm gonna wear it with pride, you know. I'm
it's
I'm not the
good.
guy
It's really
that's gonna shy away, you know.
I'm
I'm
sure
gonna
it
wear
is.
that shit all the way to Colorado, you know.
Oh dang!
You
So
no, you don't have to do that.
I will.
So,
So
when he gets to
Smurfer-
Colorado, he's going
Right.
to fit right in with that cowboy hat.
You know, I'm that guy. You know, I want to blend in you know where I'm going. I want to you know feel like I'm a part of the culture. You know, if I go to Hawaii, I'm wearing a Hawaii shirt. I will wear the flowers. I will
He
wear
does
all
look.
that.
He does look like somebody from Colorado. You put a cowboy hat on him, he'll look just like one of the ranchers.
I don't know. I would say New Mexico.
you know,
You know, we all
don't-
have different cowboy hats. We don't
He's not
have
that
to wear
dark.
them in all the places.
He's not as New Mexico dark as you said, but
Mm.
Well, there's only 2 things from Texas. We know that.
steers and queers, and boy, I don't see no horns.
Yeah. But basically, I don't ever feel embarrassed, you know, by my appearance. So yeah, I do.
Yeah,
stuff
why
like
would
that.
you? You're a beast. You're awesome.
Yeah, but you know, I wear whatever. You know, nobody's. If you get offended about what I'm doing, you know, it's on you. You know, I don't care. I like it.
It's not culturally appropriate.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
Hey, are you an extra? Are you an extra large or a 2XL?
me?
Yeah.
I'm an extra large. Yeah.
Okay. In U.S. size, XL.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
XLT.
I think over there I'm only a large because
I think so too.
your stuff is smaller than your stuff is bigger than ours. How is it?
No, I wear a large. You do
Yeah,
not.
you're
wear
not a
large.
large.
No, you're.
Oh
an
yeah,
extra
so you
large.
wear a large, I wear an extra large. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That helps me.
Thanks, Jake.
But
But,
they do have like triple extra large in America, and we don't.
Well, I
we
feel
hardly-
really big now. I wear a 2X.
Dude, we have a 5X that
Wow.
people buy.
Yeah.
One of the
Well,
kids
you
that
know,
works
Twinkies.
one of the kids that works for me, he is 20 years old. He's 5'8". He wears a 3XL.
Wow. Wow.
It's
Oh,
amazing.
wow.
His nickname is Tank.
Aw,
In a
that's
good
not
way.
nice.
No, in a good way. His shoulders are broader than his tummy is big. He's a big giant kid.
Yeah.
I might have
Yeah.
been a little chunky monkey once, and my ex called me Lunchbox.
Oh,
Yeah.
I am
That's
not
a
as
fucker.
large
I
as
used to be so
be,
I used
so-
to be so skinny you could see my ribs. And yeah,
Wow.
and until I got into my mid 20s and I started building up. 'Cause I used to build silos when I was younger before
Now
I
you're
started my painting
beefcake.
business.
he's kind
Yeah,
of a
now,
beefcake.
now
isn't he?
I'm just I'm a big teddy bear now.
There you are.
So
Well, guys, I'm gonna jump
You're
off.
better at this than me.
I'm gonna go
Hey,
train.
Brian.
We have an open house at the gym today, so we're gonna expect a lot
Nice.
of people today.
Sweet.
So, I'm gonna go there early.
okay, Brian, have fun.
I'm gonna
Have a
go
good
show him
day.
how it's done.
Teach him
Thanks,
jujitsu.
thanks for coming on.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to see both you, Danny, and Mike. You know, when I get there, it's very close now. I can feel it. I can smell
I
it.
know.
It's getting pretty close, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mike, I actually need something. I need an address in the U.S. that I can put on my ESTA. You know, I have to claim an ESTA report to fly there.
Okay.
So I'm thinking if you have an address that I could put down on it
Yeah, of
or
course.
something like that. It's like a contact, you know, or
Yeah.
in the U.S.
Of course.
That
If
would be
yours is
awesome.
too far, then he can have mine too.
Yeah. Well, you can just send it, and I will be appreciated, and I will be able to fly there in like 3 weeks. That
Well,
would be
check your Discord.
Okay. I
I'll
will.
send it to you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, pal.
And I'll see you in the U.S. when I get there.
Yay.
So I know it's amazing, isn't it? It almost seems surreal to me.
I know.
Yeah, it does. But I can feel it now. It's very real. I feel it already. You know, I can
Right on.
feel the tingling in my
We're gonna have
bones.
some fun.
I'm about to travel. Yeah.
He's feeling sparkly,
Yeah.
marshmallowy.
I don't know
Well,
about marshmallow.
That's it.
Nah.
Bye bye, everybody.
Ciao, Brian.
Later, Brian.
See ya.
Later, Brian. Yeah, then when she said, yeah, because most people in America eat more Big Macs. I haven't eaten McDonald's in over 3 years, maybe 4. I don't even know. But anyways, guys, thanks Elgo, thanks Smurf and Voynich for coming
Thanks for
on. I
tolerating
appreciate
me,
you guys
Papa.
always, and I appreciate the conversation that you guys are keeping it real with what you guys believe, and I like that. I don't like people that just go along. I mean, if they believe what I believe and they just go along with it, and then they understand it. Yeah, but I don't like people who just fall in line. You know.
No room for apologetics.
And you
Sorry,
guys,
I stole your
no, I just appreciate that you guys stand up for yourselves and spit out what you believe. You know, we don't all have to believe the same thing, but we all love one another.
Agreed.
Yep. And
All right,
I know
bud.
you're telling the truth because you do the same damn thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
No fucks given.
All right, guys.
Voynich,
Voynich?
take care.
Love your lights, Voin. That's pretty cool.
Right? Me too. I love it.
Vegan, bacon,
So
Smurf, nice
this
to
is
see
going to
you.
be my happiness for today. Like my lamp is working again.
Dude,
They can
that's a
hardly
cool
sit
lamp.
still.
It's clean. Yeah, I like
That
it.
is.
It's 70s. I like it.
All right, guys, and chat, thank you very much. You guys all have a good night, and don't forget to thumbs up, and please help the channel out if you can. Thanks, guys.
Bye bye.
With that, I
Bye-bye.
will be ending the stream.